Welcome back. Welcome back. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome back to the live stream. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate y'all joining on this Friday afternoon, evening, good morning, wherever you're at in the world. I'm grateful for y'all to rejoin me so y'all can get some of this good game, this good analysis that I'm gonna drop for y'all, right? Who we got in the building? What's up, AWB? Doing house chores, man, while listening. Hey, handle your business. I'm gonna be some good entertainment for you. What's up, Dorelli? What's going on, bro? Doing good, man, on this Friday. Hopefully everybody's doing well. It's a weekend, you know. Hopefully you can get some time to relax a little bit. If you got to go to work, make it count, right? Make it count. Keep your head up out there. You know what I'm saying? Things are getting real. Like, they quietly on this Friday afternoon liquidated a whole lot of capital out of the major financial market, right? And they didn't go into the weekend saying nothing. Like, they just did it, wiped a few trillion out the market, and they didn't really, you know, we'll hear about it next week, trust me, or over the weekend. But economic times, inflation, higher prices all across the board. That's going to be across food. That's going to be across clothing, fuel, higher prices, inflation, right? I think we're going into a time that we haven't seen in our lifetime. Worse than 2008, worse than 2020, you know, around 2022 time, worse than the pandemic. We're going into some hard economic times, and I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm trying to help y'all, right? I'm really trying to help y'all to realize the skill that I'm teaching y'all can really help, right? But a lot of times people push things to the side, you know what I'm saying? People pass things off to the side and they don't take advantage of an opportunity. If you found my channel, right? If you found my channel and you watch me consistently, this is a calling, right? This is a calling, just like I was called to this. When I say this, I'm talking about developing the skill of trading, being a technician in these markets, right? Because it doesn't matter when you become a technician in these markets. It doesn't matter what these markets do. We could take an advantage. It doesn't matter if there's a recession. It doesn't matter if the shit is going crazy. We're able to go in these markets, take advantage, you know, and maintain, or however far you want to take it. You want to build wealth, you can do that. So if you're following me, make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe, and tap in. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long I'm gonna be doing this, right? I don't know how long I'm gonna be on YouTube trying to give out free game, and you know, y'all gonna be like, man, there was this dude, man, he was teaching us. Now you could go learn from other people, but I'm really trying to simplify for y'all, make it very sound and informational. Make sure y'all hit that like button. AWB. Boss is the real deal. Learn the skill he teaches. Appreciate it, AWB. Always love, bro. Always. And you're learning it yourself, AWB. You know it. You know what I'm saying? This is real. You know, it's not too many channels out here that's gonna give you that authentic, right? And channels like mine are suppressed, I believe. You know, channels like mine, they don't really want this getting out there. So I try my best to like spread the message for free, right? Even people that want to pay me, right? I'm not busting your head. I'm not like getting over on you. I'm doing it very, very affordable, right? It's not like some of these gurus out here. They want $5,000 a month type shit. So whatever you want to do. Let me get a quick roll call. I got 9 people in the building. Appreciate y'all joining this evening. Let me get a quick roll call. Shout out where you from. Shout out your city, your state, your country, your region, whatever y'all want to shout out. Go ahead and shout that out. And I'm gonna show y'all some love, right? So right now I'm looking at the heat map. This is the stock market, the heat map for the stock market. Everything is in a sea of red, right? We got some things that are green, but that don't really matter. Mostly tech stocks are down, right? Techs. And we're gonna talk about crypto. No, I haven't gone away from crypto. I just more encompass everything now. I'm more of encompassing everything. What's up to Southern California in the building? What's up, Rain Man? What's up? Ohio in the building, right? So I think a lot of the crypto community, because I am in these markets, bro. I surf these markets like I'm Neo in the Matrix. I'm in everything. Not in everything, but I'm looking at multiple markets at one time because that's my job. So for my crypto people, the markets don't just revolve around crypto. They revolve around a whole lot of shit. Now, we know the significance of crypto and the potential, but there's other elements and factors that's also in these markets. Appreciate y'all joining, man. Smash that like button, right? But you can see the sea of red, right? We got a sea of red. Stock market, let's go look at some headlines right quick. Let's go look at some headlines. It's not good. Over $1 trillion wiped out in the stock market today. Let's come over to my, this is my Patreon. If y'all want to tap into the Patreon, get a little bit closer to me, really want to learn how to develop this skill, y'all click the link in the description. It's in the chat, it's in the chat and in my description. Tap into the Patreon, right? You get access to the Discord. Let's look at my X. Y'all come over here if you haven't followed me on X. I'm over here on X now. You know, I'm being active on X. I'm sitting here giving my play-by-play analysis, right? I'm showing you my trade examples, how I'm going about it, how I'm thinking. So y'all come over here, follow me on X, right? And I'm over here collecting data on X. You can see I'm live right now. So y'all go follow me on X. But let's come look at the headlines, right? Scroll down right quick. Let's get some of these headlines right quick, just to inform y'all the significance of what's going on. It's a lot of major shit going on. So breaking, BlackRock sells, let me cut this down a little bit. BlackRock sells $37 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now I can't confirm nor deny that. That might be true, it might not be. I haven't done the deep research, but allegedly BlackRock has sold $37 billion in Bitcoin. Everything is going down. So what that mean to y'all? What that tell y'all? If BlackRock selling Bitcoin, what y'all expect for Bitcoin to do? They rarely and hardly a peep about it. Nope. Hardly a peep about it. Nope. 37 billion, right? Right. With that, is that not signaling to you what's about to go on? Let me scroll down a little bit. I'm gonna come back and touch some of this stuff, right? I'm just reading the main things that I've seen today. Whole lot of funny stuff. Breaking news, right? Today, in one day, $1 trillion wiped out of the U.S. stock market. We're talking about the major indexes, the indexes that I trade, right? The Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq. I primarily trade every day the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. I pretty much switch in between, but my primary market is the Nasdaq. I don't touch the Dow Jones, but across all of these three indexes that make up the entire stock market, $1 trillion wiped out of the market today, right? 1 trillion. And it's been doing it for the past several weeks, for at least about 3 or 4 weeks now. Trillions have been wiped out of the market. Smart money has sold at the top. They're coming down. And we got rising inflation. We got war, right? Geopolitical stuff going on. Breaking news. Tom Lee turns to Jesus as Ethereum crashes continues. We're going to look at Ethereum. I'm going to check out Ethereum a little later. You know, we're going to check out Ethereum. United States, the U.S. national debt has hit 39 trillion. We're almost hitting the point of $40 trillion, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We got the stock market being wiped out $1 trillion per day. And our national debt is hitting almost $40 trillion as they continue to want to print money and go fight foreign wars. Excuse me. Dereli, the Dow you feel is too slow. Yeah, it is slower. It's lagging. It lags behind the S&P and the Nasdaq, right? The S&P is the leader, right? And then the Nasdaq it kind of lags the S&P 500, but it's way more volatile. So it like S&P 500 is a little smoother. It's a smoother market. It's real slower, more better formation at times, most of the time. The Nasdaq is like a Ferrari, right? So the S&P is like a big Suburban or a Cadillac Escalade. That's the S&P 500. But when you want to take it to the next level, you're going to step into that Ferrari, which is the Nasdaq. So it's a little bit more advanced, but that's primarily the market that I trade. I trade the Nasdaq. And the Dow Jones is like a fucking a F-150. I put it like that. It's like a F-150 pickup truck. So it's old school, right? What's up, Jay Manson? That ball shit. Yes, always that ball shit. I'm talking that ball shit, right? So yeah, U.S. debt surpasses 40 trillion. That is sad because our children, right? If y'all got children, shout out to y'all. Our kids will never be able to pay this off. And at the rate that we're going as a nation, is looking very, we don't see it because everybody want to dissociate. Everybody think they just want their sports and shit like that. I'm somebody who grew up playing sports all my life, right? But I've given up sports in my life because I'm an adult now, of course, but I lose my passion for it. Like, bro, it's real in the streets, right? The society is hard. So why are we sitting here watching grown men run around chase balls, pause, right? Why are we watching grown men run around making millions, really not doing nothing? They not really contributing to society. Now, I defend athletes, right? I defend athletes to make their money because their industry will lowball them. So yeah, make y'all money. But at the same time, us citizens, they not benefiting us as citizens. So I'm somebody who is a sports fan, but I lose every year, every day, mainly every year, I lose my passion for sports because of shit like this. $40 trillion in debt. I can't leave my child, what I'm saying? What I'm gonna leave my child if I don't do something about it? And collectively, what are we gonna do about it, right? As a whole, we just sitting back watching this shit happen. So that's how I feel. Let me see. Like I said again, and the numbers keep going up and down. There's no real accurate number about this, but breaking news: over 1.1 trillion wiped out of the U.S. stock market today. And I'm gonna show y'all how I took advantage of that, right? I took advantage of that today with my trade. I'm gonna show you my trade example. While everybody's talking about breaking news, which I'm playing into it as well. I'm playing, right? I'm kind of clickbaiting y'all to come on in here and what is he talking about? Well, I'm trying to show y'all how y'all can too take advantage of a market being wiped out of 1.1 trillion, right? You could take advantage of it. You just got to learn the skill set. You got to develop the skill set. You can take advantage of this. Breaking news. Again, it's all across the board. Check this out. Somebody said, I hate trading this market. They broke their laptops and all that. It can get like that in the beginning, but you need to come learn from somebody who's going to teach y'all, right? Don't be this person who's going to break all his equipment and take his frustration out on the market. Y'all got to find the right mentor. You got to find the right person to teach you, right? No games. No games over here. And you can see it all across the board. Goldman Sachs Bank has observed the largest wave of selling from investors since 2022. So we are hitting some serious times, right? Look, investors who still support Trump right now. Investors who still support Trump. Yeah, no desk flipping allowed. Shout out to you, Lenny. Shout out to you. Make sure y'all smash the like button when y'all come in. Subscribe. So I'm just going over some headlines. It's all across the board. People was like, when it was happening live, people was losing their mind. Look at Watcher Guru. 1 trillion wiped out of the U.S. stock market today. We was in it. So Lenny, all my people in here, we've been calling this. I'm gonna go to the charts as well. I'm gonna take y'all to the charts. I'm gonna show y'all that I've been calling this shit. We've been calling this since January. Sometime in January. I said, hey, this market's gonna go down this week. Matter of fact, let me show you my channel, bro. Let me just go to my channel. 1 second. If you come to my channel, right, you go to my live streams, we can go back. You know what I'm saying? I could go back 2 weeks ago. I'm seeing it. I'm already forecasting. Monday crash, volatility warning, right? Next day, 800 billion wiped out, right? Market shock, right? It's coming. It's building up, right? Look, y'all gonna laugh, but look, what did I just read off by BlackRock selling how much Bitcoin? And y'all laugh at me when you might laugh when I say, oh, BTC to 48,000, XRP to 29 cents. Y'all might laugh at me when I say that, but hey, you got to come over to the dark side to understand, right? You got to come to the dark side to understand. And I haven't really, look, I was talking about the war. Check this out. I was talking about the war and oil back in January, right? 2 months ago, I was saying wartime markets, explain oil, gold, stocks, crypto. I was talking about this in January. Right? Because I could see it in the market beforehand. It's not random, right? Say it with me. It's not random. Like I'm in church. 2 days short is nice. Yeah, shout out to you, Lenny. Shout out to you. Yep, shout out to you. So I could see it in the market. I might not be as active on here because I'm I don't like to spread fear, but I want people to take advantage of this because guess who's taking advantage of it? The powers that be. They're taking advantage of it. Let me come back over here on X. And if you ain't following me on X, follow me on X. We're going to talk about silver. The stock market crash is incoming, which, that was 6 hours ago. We've been talking about it, right? But just silver crashes under $70, falling over 5% in a day. The gold, bro, the metals coming down, right? Coming down. They're offering themselves a discount. Let me keep going. right? We're going to get into the airport stuff. I'm going to go to the markets here in a minute. I'm not trying to bore y'all to death. Just in, nearly half of America's fear a total economic collapse within the next decade, according to the new YouGov poll. So half of Americans fear that we're going to have a total economic collapse, right? I don't know where they get the statistics from, but hey, you can't feel it. Y'all can't feel it. Like we just dragging along day to day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's dragging along every day, dragging into work. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's dragging on every day. Like when it is just bust the bubble. All right, just get it over with, right? Just get this shit over with, right? Breaking news, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell says there is effectively zero net job creation in the private sector. Are y'all not feeling it out there that y'all been applying for jobs? You know what I'm saying? Have you been applying for jobs? Or y'all not feeling it? Zero net job creation in the private sector. That's including all across the board, all industries, healthcare, consumer defense, technology, you know, all across every sector. Yes, Boss Vision crew taking advantage. Shout out to you, Lenny. Iran issues its most dangerous warning yet to Israel and U.S. We will target you anywhere in the world, officials, pilots, soldiers, even at resorts and tourist spots. No place on earth will be safe for you. Right? Let's see. You know, I keep getting these alerts. I just pray it's not true. But holy smokes, who stands for the World Health Organization says they're expecting the possible use of a nuclear bomb in Iran, right? Let's just pray that doesn't happen. So I'm going to scroll. Let me scroll. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to cover for now, right? I'm going to come back later. We're going to come back later and get some more entertainment out. But let's come over to the charts, right? I'm going to come over to the charts. Let's come over to the charts. What chart I want to look at? So for one, let's look at the Dixie, right? You always got to start at the dollar. What is the dollar index doing? And I'm going to give you a higher time frame perspective. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to show you. We're going to start on the dollar, right? We're going to start on the dollar. So the dollar has been bullish for about, right? This is a daily time frame. The dollar has been bullish since January. It dropped down there in January, and ever since it's been going up since January, right there in that range. It's been about 52 days, right? 52 days or 38 days. Trading days, right? Because the market's only open 5 days a week, but it's been going up since January. And we took out some liquidity. And then after we took out some liquidity, it retraced down. So the current range I'm looking at for the dollar, you want to get a 20-day range, and that's where you need to operate in, within a 20-day range. If y'all haven't looked at my free lessons on my channel, go look at the free lessons. 20-day range right here for the dollar, right there. And it's clearly in the buy program. You can also do a 60-day range or a 40-day range. Let me go back 40 days. Right there. All right. So if y'all follow the dollar and track the dollar, because that's what we do. We don't just track one market. You got to track several markets. If you look at the dollar, y'all go look at the 40-day range, right? Y'all on the Discord, y'all remember I said this. 40-day range on the dollar. You get the low right there up to the high right there. Clearly the dollar's in a premium, right? It went up to a premium. It took out liquidity from last year, November, fourth quarter. Took out liquidity, and now it recently just retraced down. It's not random, it's algorithmic. We recently just traced back down, and we traded into a BISI, a suspension gap, which is in the family of fair value gaps. So it's a suspension gap where we got two volume imbalance. We got a volume imbalance above the market. We got a volume imbalance below the market, and we traded down into it on Thursday. And then today we closed bullish. So I'm still bullish on the dollar. I think the dollar wants to rally, right? Let me look out. Let me zoom out to the weekly. Go out to the weekly. So as long as the dollar stays bullish, right, that's a risk-off environment where dollar strength brings down asset prices. So stocks, crypto, etc. But the wild card is the commodity market, which is oil and gas, gold, silver, grains, commodities, oil mainly. But we dropped down. We went up, we dropped down, and we traded down into this order block. right? Traded down into this order block. Let me do this. Let me get a 20-week range on the dollar. So what you want to do is you go to the weekly, go out 20 weeks. I take a ruler, I go out to the left, and we got a 20-week range right there. And it's kind of ambiguous, right? It's kind of ambiguous. So very sloppy in here, but I think I'm still bullish on the dollar. We need to see how it opens up on Sunday. That's going to be the key thing for the dollar. So it's kind of ambiguous. It's really consolidating sideways, and it's at a premium currently. So I'm still going to remain bullish on the dollar for now. What market do I want to come to next? Let's come over here to oil, right? Let's look at oil. So oil closed today at $98 per barrel, right? So it's been very volatile. Let's go down to the daily. You can clearly see it's been consolidating sideways, right? Been consolidating sideways. They're kind of playing games with oil. But if you just take a close look, all y'all I've been teaching y'all I've been teaching y'all this for a while, for y'all that been watching me. We went up, we retraced down, right? When we retrace down, y'all look real close. Look at oil. What kind of candle is this right here? Y'all let me get the engagement. What kind of candle is this right here? All right, what kind of candle? I'm gonna see who gets it right, who gets it wrong. I'm gonna see who gets it right. I'm gonna see who gets it wrong. What kind of candle is that for oil? I'll make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe. $1 trillion wiped out of the stock market today. 1 trillion. There y'all go, Lenny. There you go, Dorelli. It's a suspension gap, right? You got a volume imbalance right there. Y'all really using y'all eyes, man. Y'all really squinting. So it trades down into a suspension gap, right? Not random. And what I want to do is I want to take it a little bit further, right? I want to look at it a little bit further for oil. So what I want to do is I want to take a Fibonacci. I'm going to lay it at the top of the suspension gap down to the low, right? I'm trying to grade these ranges. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up my quadrants, or I'm going to throw up my eighths right there. So yes, that's called eighths. And when I throw up my eighths, you can see, right, when oil retraced down into the suspension gap, which is a form of a BISI, it's in the fair value gap family, trades down into it. And what you look at these 3 candles right here, you see these wicks right here? What is it doing? When it trades down into the suspension gap, trades down to the midpoint right here. This candle on this day, which was Wednesday, trades down, boom, discount, closes. The next day it trades down again, 50 level, closes. Next day it trades down and again, 50 level, closes. But what you want to do is look real close. What is these candles doing right here, right? What are these candles or these wicks? What are they doing right here? What are they doing? Inside of the gap. Anybody? Anybody? Dusty say leaving liquidity. AWB closing higher. Dorelli stacking liquidity. Yeah, they're stacking liquidity, but they're filling in this gap, which is inefficient. It was inefficient. That's why price traded back down into it, right? It traded back down into it. And what it's doing when I throw this Fibonacci inside the gap, it's finding support. That's what I was looking for. It's finding support inside of this gap. So look, this candle right here today closed bullish, right? It dropped down. This candle was bearish today. And then it found some support at the 50% level of the gap, suspension gap. And then it traded higher and closed at $98.10. But what I'm trying to illustrate is you can see it's finding strength. Every time these lows create higher lows, it's finding strength inside of this this suspension gap is finding support at each one of these levels, right? It's like a rock climbing, right? It's rock climbing to the next level. And that's what it's doing. So that's why I'm trying to show y'all. When y'all use this Fibonacci inside of a gap, you want to see how it shows support or resistance. Let's add the 16ths, just like that. So when I add the 16ths, there's even more levels that you can use, and it's finding support at each one of these levels. And I think going into next week, I think going into next week, I think oil is going to gap open and it's going to start trading higher. Also, it didn't only just trade into this suspension gap. What kind of candle is this right here? Y'all tell me in the chat. And we're talking about oil. If y'all just joined, we're talking about oil. What kind of candle is this in the chat? Come on now. AWB, order block. Yes, I'm training y'all, man. I'm training y'all. This is what I'm saying, man. Y'all better tap in, man. Y'all people that's brand new. You don't quite get what's going on. So yes, we got an order block, right? And let me give you some game. Anytime you have an order block, this is advanced right here. It's not really advanced once you learn it, but you might not have known it. Whenever you have an order block, right? Whenever you have an order block and there's a fair value gap, any type of fair value gap, it could be a volume imbalance, a BISI, an inversion. Whenever you have an order block, right, and there's a gap inside of the order block, that's multiple confluence, first of all. And whenever you see that, you want to aim for the fair value gap, because the fair value gap is embedded inside of this candle right here, right? So if I take the bodies of this candle, right, like this, give it another color. If I take the bodies of this order block, just the bodies, and I drag it over, right? That fair value gap is resting inside of the order block. So what you think price is trying to do, right? It's trying to find support. This is a buying entry level, right? Find the support, time to buy. So we trade down into the order block. Let me remove this. When price dropped down and it traded back up and it tagged the opening price right here of this candle, it activates the order block. You think that's random? You think that's random? No, it's not. It activates the order block as soon as it trades into it. You can be buying as soon as it touches it, but you're going to have to sit through this retracement, right? And it comes back down into the order block, into the BISI / suspension gap. They're accumulating orders in here, clearly, right? They're accumulating orders. The wicks are finding support, right? You can see them climbing higher. And then the market closes on Friday at $98. When it was down here, right here, it was $91. So I'm bullish on oil. And here we go, y'all. I could see the signs. I could see the writing on the wall, y'all. I could see the writing on the wall. How the stock market just went down. They really not addressing it. But every time Donald Trump gets on the news, right? And I'm not getting political. I don't pick no sides. I'm very neutral because this shit is about capitalism, right? This shit about the money. It don't matter who the president. It don't matter what the politics is. Where the money at? Where's the money at? Follow the money, right? Follow the money. So I already can see the writing on the wall, how they dropped the stock market down. Donald Trump is always saying, oh, the stock market's doing good. I'm the best president that ever moved the market in history, according to Donald Trump. But here we are. We've been forecasting it for weeks and months now that this shit is coming down. And they're making a lot of ruckus on it online, but the mainstream media ain't covering it. They not touching it. They not touching the stock market. They not talking about it. So what I'm seeing with oil, how does that tie into oil? I see oil wanting to come up to this high up here. I could see oil wanting to come up to this high up here. And if the oil comes up to this high, that's going to put pressure on the fucking economy, right? Excuse my French, y'all. I don't normally cuss, right? I'm a God-fearing man. Nah, I'm playing. I'm just playing. I'm playing. I am God-fearing though. But if oil spikes up here to $1.19, $1.20, which it is, it's coming. Pressure on the economy, right? More and higher inflation, higher gas prices. Americans are going to be begging for them to end the war. But by that time, it's probably going to be too late. Americans are going to be begging for them to end the war. So I could see oil, and I'm forecasting, right? Y'all go watch my lessons. I talk about forecasting. Let me show you right quick if y'all brand new. Or if you don't know what I'm doing on YouTube. Come to my channel. Go to my courses. So you come to my channel, go to courses, right? I'm currently creating a continuous series of courses where I just, whenever I feel like it, I feel like teaching. I come over here, click courses 2026, right? And one of One of these lessons, right? On one of these lessons, I go over how to forecast the market and predict the future. That's what you're essentially trying to do as an analyst. We're trying to forecast and predict the future. So y'all just come over here and go through these playlists and these series that I'm doing. It's very educational, very informative, and it's something that you can start applying right now. So y'all go check that out. It's for free. I'm not charging you nothing for that. I'm just trying to get y'all to understand how these markets are operating and how I'm sitting here saying like, hey, I can see oil going to this spot right here in the future, right? Does it happen tomorrow? Does it happen next week? Does it happen in 2 weeks? Does it happen next month? Regardless of when it happens, I'm forecasting that it will happen. $1.20 oil, we're going to see it. And then if we go to $1.20, all hell gonna break loose if we break above that. And we go start aiming for these highs over here long term, right? These highs were formed in 2022. If all hell breaks loose, we're going for these highs up here. And it's not going to be a pretty day. And those highs are around $130. $100, $130 oil, right? Pressure on the economy, right? We're being realistic. I'm not sitting here pushing fear, right? We're just being realistic. And hell, you probably can take advantage of it. This is the weekly for oil, right? I zoomed out and I just realized it's the weekly for oil. Let me hide some of this right quick. Let me hide some of this stuff on my chart. This is the weekly for oil, and I just realized this. Y'all in the chat, what is this right here? We just closed this candle right here, but what is this right here in the chat? What is this? And you tell me if you think it's random. I'm gonna start speaking Spanish on here, man. I'm learning Spanish. I'm gonna start speaking Spanish. See if y'all keep up with me. What is this right here? Anybody? Going once. Uno, dos. Yes, Derelli, volume imbalance. It's a weekly volume imbalance. Let me remove some of this other stuff on my chart, right? Let me remove some of this other stuff on my chart, right? For oil. Same market. It don't matter the market. It don't matter. We can go in any market and surf the matrix, right? We can sift in any market, surf the matrix like we Neo. You spot it out. Hey, that's a key level. We know where the levels are. It's in the chart. It's in plain sight. They can't hide it from you. It's baked into the market. It's programmed. It's algorithmic. It's coded. Whatever you want to say it is. It's coded. The markets are coded and got the keys to the code. They shouldn't have fucked around and give me the keys to the code. They fucked around and gave me the keys to the code, right? This information was not supposed to get out there. It was not supposed to be public. But it's only a small group of people. It's a smaller community of people that really know this shit. It creates a volume imbalance, right? And guess what? It trades directly into it. Almost completely fills it, right? If you want to get really crazy with this, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this wick right here. If you want to really be technical and crazy, see this wick right here? Let me move this. Let me hide the volume imbalance. You see this wick right here, right? All I'm gonna do is throw a Fibonacci on that wick right there, from the close to the high, right? So many things I can do. Right there. See that wick? I'm gonna change my settings to my quadrant levels. And you tell me if that's fucking random, huh? You tell me if that's random. Huh? It fills in the volume balance, drops down into here. You tell me if that's random. How it trades down into this wick right here. That's not fucking random, right? Trying to tell you. If I go down to a daily, let's go see what it looks like on a daily. Now I'm going back down to the day. I'm using a whole different concept. Look, now that I'm on the daily, I'm not even utilizing the BISI, right? The suspension gap. I'm not even utilizing the suspension gap. Now you tell me, you see how I showed y'all the suspension gap and how I used the Fibonacci tool to grade it. Now I'm just using the wick on the weekly. Look what it's doing. You tell me if those levels are not random. It drops down to the 0.75 level. It drops down to the 0.25. It drops down to this level. Now let's see if I add more levels to that. Let's add more levels to that. Let's add my 16ths or my 8ths. Boom. When I add my 8ths right there, look at that right there. 0.75. You tell me if that's random or not. 0.375. You tell me if that's random. Huh? It's not random. It gives more precision. Let me add my 16ths. When I add my 16ths, you can see just more levels that it's using. So Put that in your tool bag, right? Put that in your toolbox. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving y'all tools and concepts. Wicks, you know, wicks are very sensitive. Tap in, smash that like button, and subscribe. So that's oil, right? I see oil in the short term, in the near term, going to $119 a barrel, $120 a barrel. That is coming. Y'all be on the lookout for that. I want to come over to the poly market, right? I want to come over to the poly market. So we living in a time, matter of fact, let me find that video somebody sent me. Let me find that video somebody sent me about being able to bet on conflict and war. Is it sick? Is it moral? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people got a lot of money on the line. I want to find this guy's video right quick. Let me find it right quick. 1 second. I'm going to pull it up. All right, here we are right here. And I'm going to come back to that. I'm not going to play the whole video because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get flagged, you know, for somebody else's video. So I'm going to play this right quick. Let's tune in. People are betting on war and conflict, right? So you can go, you know, which what we're doing is it's not betting. I think it's a little bit more moral, but people are really betting on conflict and war. So let's talk about it. 1 second.
2026. Anonymous. On February 27th of 2026, an anonymous account deposits $61,000 and places a single bet. A prediction that the United States will bomb Iran tomorrow.
The U.S. and Iran trading new threats around the Strait of Hormuz.
The next day, war breaks out, and that account cashed out over $493,000 in profit.
Ain't that a crazy ass bet? Who has that type of information? You know what I'm saying? Put in 60,000, the next day, $500,000. What's up, TZ? Put in 60,000. Next day, $500,000. Come on now. Who has that type of information? But people over here betting. I'm going to go check out Poly Market in a minute, but let me play this.
That account was one of 6, all created within 24 hours of the attack, all betting on the exact same date, and together they made $1.2 million. And it's part of this disturbing pattern that's forming. The same thing happened when Venezuela's president got captured, so the question becomes, how the hell did we get to this point? Well, it's all happening on a platform where you can literally bet on anything. Before, it was a bunch of degenerate gamblers betting on whether the earth is flat. But now, over $1 billion has been bet on this war alone, and people are even placing bets on whether a nuke gets dropped. But that isn't even the scariest part. The scariest part is that the people placing these bets might be the same people deciding when the bombs fall. So I followed the money to see how we got here, who's built it, and who's protecting it. And what I found is that this problem goes beyond national security and money. And if something doesn't change, this conflict might very well end up as the last bet we will ever place.
Deadly American strikes, and some people may have made money from them.
It's the most accurate thing we have as mankind right now.
Gamble on using insider information to make massive profits while bombs fall.
So to understand how we got to this point where war and human suffering became this trading floor, you need to first understand that this didn't just happen out of nowhere. Because if you think about it, we all have this gut feeling that, damn, like this is probably wrong. So you can imagine that it took years to train out that feeling. But you can imagine, just like most technologies, this all started in the military. After 2001, the intelligence community was pretty desperate. As the story goes, the biggest attack on American soil happened and intelligence failed to catch it. So the Pentagon was at this place where they started to look for unconventional ways to predict this next threat. And one idea came from this experiment that's been running since 1988, where Iowa electronic markets were letting people bet real money on election outcomes.
So this been going on, right? This stuff been going on. Let me come over to Poly Market. I don't want to play this guy whole video. Y'all go check him out. Let me give the creator name. Let me shout him out right quick. Gen, G-E-N. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to him, right? I'm going to subscribe to him. And it says, why you can gamble on wars now, right? Now let's go check out Poly Market, because this is the website that they're doing it on. So when I come over to this website, right? Many things. You can bet on news, politics, sports, crypto, Iran, finance, geopolitics. I don't know if y'all familiar with it, but hey, So Iran, right? U.S. forces. And I need some engagement. Let's get some engagement. I want to see who's willing to bet or not bet. So it says U.S. forces enter Iran by December 31st or April 30th. What do y'all think? Do y'all think U.S. forces will enter Iran? This might be, is this bet over? Is that bet over or is it ongoing? How do I know? Anyway, I think it's still ongoing. Will the U.S. forces enter? Wait, let me click on it. Let me select it. 1 second. March 20. Okay, it ends March 31st. All right, it ends March 31st. So with U.S. forces enter Iran by March 31st, April 30th, or by December 31st, what would y'all bet on? What would y'all bet on? 68% said by December 31st. 56% say by April 30th. How much money is in this pool, right? There's about 20 million. It tell you right here where it says volume. There's about $20 million sitting in this pool over here. So there's 20 million just floating over here betting on if U.S. forces will enter Iran or not. AWB said by April 30th. Yeah, man. Go ahead and put your AWB, African Warren Buffett. Put your bet in, man. Or better yet, stop it, man. You AWB. You supposed to be able to stop it. You can also bet U.S. and Iran ceasefire. Will that happen? I don't see that happening. It's 26 million in volume over here. Do you see it ending by December 31st or June 30th or May 31st? So there's many things you can bet on. Will crude oil hit blank by the end of March? Oh, this is a good one right here. Let's see. Because, you know, if y'all got the skill set, right? If y'all got the skill set. So how many days we got left in March? Let's go look at crude oil. Pull up oil again. It is currently, this might be a good one for y'all. Matter of fact, I might be helping y'all out. Here goes the signal right here. Let me go out to the monthly time frame. Here goes the signal right here. It is currently, we got 10 days left in March. 10 days left in March, right? Now let's come back to poly market. 10 days left in March. Will crude oil hit blank by the end of March? Will it hit $200 a barrel? Will it hit $180 a barrel? Will it hit 150, 140, 130, 120, 110, 105, 100? Where do y'all see oil? Or will it go down? Will it go below $90, right? What are y'all banking on oil? They give you, that's too much of a wide spectrum, right? That's too much. You might as well go trade the market. That's a wide spectrum. You got majority of people saying $100 by the end of March. That's a safe bet right there. I think that's a safe bet. $100 by the end of the March. But with 10 days left, let me see. Let's come back to the market. With 10 days left, let's go down to the weekly. Yeah, that's a tough bet right there, man. That's a tough bet. Trading down to this volume imbalance. We can easily trade back down into this volume imbalance next week. But any little spark, see, it's too volatile. So for me, that's a bet I wouldn't even trade. I wouldn't take that. What would y'all do? What y'all think oil by the end of March? We got 10 days left. What y'all think? It's too wide of a spectrum to bet on this, but I'm not touching this. I wouldn't touch this because it can go to any one of these numbers. That's the crazy part. In 10 days, it could shoot up to $200. In 10 days, it could hit on 150, right? My near-term target for oil, because I'm bullish on it, is 120. So if I had to go bet, I'll say 120. I would say 120. Let me refresh this right quick. 1 second. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Let's look at some more of these bets, right? Let's look at some of these bets. Do y'all trade on poly market? Y'all let me know in the chat. Do y'all deal with this? Has anybody traded on here? I need somebody in the chat. Let me know. Has anybody dealt with poly market? Let's see. Iran leader end of 2026. Let me see. So yeah, let's go look at something else. Let's go look at crypto. Let's go look at the crypto market, which I don't know why you would come over here and bet on crypto, but clearly people do. You might as well go speculate, invest it in, and trade it. What price will Bitcoin hit in March? So it's a lot of that. Bitcoin to blood blank in March 21st. What price will Ethereum hit in March? So these are like, I wouldn't touch this. I wouldn't touch this. Boy, people are gamblers, man. People definitely be gambling. I would not touch this. What else can we look at? Economy. Let's see. Fed decision in April. Largest company in March. March inflation U.S. annual 2.8%. So it's all kind of shit that you can bet on. Let's go look at trending. What's trending right now? So you can go bet on the NCAA tournament. You can go bet on Bitcoin. A lot of basketball games. Will China invade Taiwan by the end of 2026? Who putting their bets in? Right here. Will China invade Taiwan by the end of 2026? What y'all betting on? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. They not gonna do it. But you never know. You never know. Let's come look at gold. Let's come look at gold. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Don't just pass through. Subscribe. That's my biggest thing with y'all, man. Subscribe to the channel if y'all are brand new. Subscribe to the channel. So gold on the way down, right? Gold on the way down, trading at $44.97, $4,497. That's the gold market right now. It's coming down. Sell program, low resistance liquidity run. It's been trading in the range and it's about to break out of this range, but it's coming down. What I see gold coming for is this swing low right here, right? They're liquidating all those people that have been long for the past several months, and they're getting ready to offer themselves another discount. So if you somebody who's looking to buy gold, yes, it's still high as hell, but guess what? It ain't fucking, it's not at 5,600 again. It's coming down, and it's coming down to a discount. So gold is being positioned for a nice little discount. Go out to the monthly. Go out to the monthly time frame, right? Zoom in a little bit. I can see gold, right? Near term coming down, taking out that low, and then trading into this area right here. Can y'all see that? Y'all let me know in the chat. What kind of level is that when I zoom in? I'll zoom in right here on gold. What is this right here? Can you see it? What is that right there? Y'all let me know in the chat. Get the engagement going. I don't think y'all see it. I don't think y'all can see it. What is that right there? Who's going to get it right? Who's going to get it right in the chat? What is that right there? There you go, AWB. Using that eye, using them eyes, the rally. Yeah, you see the volume imbalance, but look close. Look real close. When I zoom all the way in, you got a volume imbalance at the bottom. Got a little small little volume imbalance at the top. AWB, I done trained you well, bro. I done trained you. Volume imbalance at the top. That's a suspension gap, right? So you got to encompass both of them. That's my interest for gold near term, right? And that's roughly about 43.26 level, 4,326. So that's where I see gold wanting to reach for after taking out this liquidity. So yeah, we got some nice discounts coming in, right? Got some nice discounts coming in for gold. Now let's look at silver. Silver currently trading at $67. $67. It created a high of 121. Damn, bro, that shit crazy. From 121 down to $67, man. I should have sold my fucking silver. I should have sold some silver. No, I'm just kidding though. I'm not selling my silver. But should have sold some silver, man, because I should have took profit. Take profit, B. Take profit. But look, silver coming down, same thing, similar to gold. I want to see it reach for this low right here. Underneath that low are staged orders in the market. They have their orders already resting underneath the market right there. That's roughly about $64 an ounce of silver. And if it gets really crazy, let me zoom out to the monthly. Zoom out to the monthly on silver. And when I zoom out to the monthly on silver, wow, how about that right there? You know what I'm saying? What do y'all see in the chat? What kind of PD array do y'all see in the chat? And I want to see who gets it right and who gets it wrong. What kind of PD array is that in the chat? If y'all just join us, smash that like button, subscribe, click the link in the description, tap into the Patreon. What is that in the chat? What kind of PD array is that? Who's going to get it right? Who's going to get it wrong? Huh? AWB. AWB, another suspension gap. Yes, you're right, AWB. I wish I can give out prizes on there. Like, the price is right, goddamn. I'm gonna name this The Price is Right. I'm gonna have a whole show behind this. The Price is Right. I'm gonna have y'all naming the level and the price, right? What kind of level is that? What kind of PD array is that? The Price is Right. And there it is. Boom. Suspension gap. You're correct. So silver currently at discount. Currently trading at discount. It's offering this suspension gap was inefficient. It's trading down to it, make it efficient. There's liquidity resting below right there. I could see it going to grab that. And that's my initial target. Is it random? Is it random? Is it random that liquidity right there from last month is the midpoint of the suspension gap? I don't think that's fucking random, right? Come on, man. How many times do y'all got to be convinced, right? What I got to do to grow this channel? What I got to do to grow this channel? I think I'm being suppressed, y'all. I think I'm being suppressed. But yeah, suspension gap. Boom, just like that. Now, let's do something extra with silver, which is currently trading at $67 an ounce. Let's go ahead and add our wick, right? I mean, our Fibonacci. Let's add our Fibonacci to the suspension gap. So you start from the high down to the low, right there, right? So I'm covering the top of it, which is the top of that volume imbalance on the premium side, and the bottom of the volume imbalance on the discount side. And we're inside that gap, right? Let's add our quadrants or our gradient levels. So I'm gonna select it again. Add my eighths. Yep, let's add, I'm gonna add the 16ths. So this is when you go from the 8ths to the 16ths. Let me tell you. So whenever, the wider the gap, right? The wider the gap, the larger the gap, the more levels you can add to it. So if y'all didn't know that, there you go. The wider the gap, the more levels you should add to it. And how wide is this range right here? That range is about, that's a 15, what is that? $15 range, right? So silver is currently at 71,000. And look at the ticks, everything to the right of the decimal. That's how many ticks it is, right? To create 1 point. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits to the right of the decimal, and they're called ticks. And as they fluctuate, that's what moves the value of the price. So it's basically, how many ticks is that? I'm gonna do it again. 1 second. Start from down here up to here. Man, that's roughly about 153,000 ticks. Put that in perspective. 153,000 ticks in silver. Silver is very expensive. Silver is very volatile. And if you're going to trade silver, you better come with that bag. Because if you ain't got that bag, you just ain't going to be able to trade it. That's a $15 move in silver, which is 153,000 ticks. So put that in perspective. So the wider the range, the more levels you can add. And you can see, just like I showed y'all in what that was, gold, that was oil, how price is finding support. So we need to see how the market opens up Sunday. We need to see how the market opens up Sunday, and we can get a clearer picture on what silver might want to be doing. But it currently is at a discount. It's clear, obvious as hell. We went from $120 something down to $67. If you ever wanted to get some silver, I would say, hey, this is the time to be looking to get some silver. It's clearly at a discount. That's not financial advice neither, but that's what I'll be doing, right? For me, it's still expensive. I was getting silver at $19, right? And that was high then. $19, $20. So for me to be buying silver now, 67, it might be advantageous. It's better than, I'll tell you this, it's better than sitting in cash. It's better than sitting in fiat. So that's silver right now. That's silver. What else I want to look at? Let's come over to my channel, right? Let's come over to my page. And if y'all just joining, $1 trillion, $1 trillion have been wiped out of the stock market today. And guess what? We took advantage of it. I took advantage of it. I've been posting my trades every day. Y'all come follow me on Patreon. This is my Patreon, right? Come over to Patreon. Y'all tap into the Discord. Now let's come over here to my channel. Let's come back over to my YouTube channel. Not my YouTube, my X account. Y'all come follow me, right? Come over to my X account. And what I want to do is I'm going to highlight, you know, a trade that I did today, right? I did 2 trades today. I took this trade during London, right? This was a London session trade. Y'all can come check this out on my channel. That was overnight. And then I took this trade right here during the New York session. And we've been calling it. And after I get done with this, we're going to walk through the trade. We're going to walk through it. We're going to back test. And I'm going to show you what I've been seeing all week. So I say, while 600 billion at the time, earlier today, it was 600 billion. That's what they was reporting. And then at the end of the day, it was 1 trillion. So while 600 billion was being destroyed today in the stock market, I was already positioned. I was already in the trade, reading the algorithm. They don't want you to know to exist. They don't want you to know about this. I say, how did I make $13,000 in the Nasdaq futures, 330 points, right? 330 point trade. We're going to walk through that trade after I get done showing y'all this. 330 point trade. This wasn't luck. This wasn't guesswork. The market told me exactly what it was going to do because it's not random. It never was random. It's algorithmic. The market is coded. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. So let's walk through this right quick. I'm not going to play the music to it, right? Let me cut the music off. So I got my little disclaimer, right? Because this ain't financial advice. Y'all go read the disclaimer. Smash that like button if you want to learn how to make $13,000. Now, this trade took 4 hours, right? I sped it up because don't nobody want to watch. The video was a 4-hour video, right? And then I compressed it down to 12 minutes. And then once I compressed it down to 12 minutes, I'm like, don't nobody want to watch a 12-minute video. So I had to compress it down again. So the best I could get out of it was about 3 minutes and 38 seconds. So it's very fast, right? Because don't nobody want to watch a 4-hour video. But this trade that I'm showing you took 4 hours. It was a 4-hour. So, okay, for y'all that watch my videos, for y'all that watch my lessons recently, what kind of trade is a 4-hour trade in a day? Before I press the play button, what kind of trade is a 4-hour trade? What style of trading is that? Before I move forward, what kind of style of trading is that? Y'all let me know in the chat. J Manson, day trade. AWB, day trade. Who else? Anybody else? 11 people in the building. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe. Subscribe. The rally day trading, TZ day trade. Okay, y'all get it. Y'all get the point. It was not a scalp, right? It was not a high frequency trade. It was not a scalp. It was not a long-term trade. It wasn't a short-term trade. A short-term trade is when you hold a position. It sounds deceiving. Like when you say, oh, short-term trade, that might sound like I was in the trade short-term. I got in and got out. No, a short-term trade is when you hold a position for more than 1 day, right? You might hold it for a day, 2, 3, maybe a week. A swing. It wasn't a swing trade. It was an intraday swing trade, but it wasn't a daily swing trade where you're holding a position for weeks. It was just a day trade where you're holding the range for the day. That's the whole purpose of day trading. You're trying to hold the entire range. So let me play the video. The entire trade was 330 points, right? So I got in during the New York AM session, and then I got out in the afternoon session, which is around, I forgot what time, about 3 o'clock maybe. So let's play the video. So as you can see, I'm slowing it down, right? This is education. I'm slowing it down. Let me rewind it back a little bit. Let me rewind it back because it's moving fast. So you can see, right? As soon as the trade starts, I'm getting in right there. So let me get the participation in the chat, right? And I'm going to walk y'all through this after I show the video. But what is this right here? Just to show you the precision. This is an hourly time, no, a 15-minute time frame. This is a 15-minute time frame, which is a higher time frame for me. It's a higher time frame for me. What kind of gap is that in the chat? What kind of gap is that in the chat? I'm using 20 micro contracts. 20 micro contracts is equivalent to 2 mini contracts. Yes, AWB, it's a SIBI. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Now AWB and y'all in the chat. If I take a Fibonacci, look at my cursor. If I take a Fibonacci and I'm looking for the range from this high down to this low, what side of the market is it on? What side of the market or range is it in? What side of the range is it in? Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. AWB, yes, premium. So I'm shorting at a premium. The market is already bearish. I'm shorting at a premium. I got my dealing range from high to low. 50% of that dealing range on the upper half of it is a premium. On the lower half is a discount. The higher time frame is bearish. I wait for price to go up into a 15-minute SIBI at a premium. Trades right into that SIBI. So you can see my entry right there. I put on 20 micro contracts, which is $2 per point, right? Micros are $2 per point. $2 per point. Minis are $20 per point, but I'm not using minis. I'm using micros. I'm putting on 20 so I can have some flexibility, right? So let's play the video. I enter with precision. The price never comes. Look, check this out. The price never comes back to this entry point. It never comes back to this entry point. And you can see I'm getting in right there. Now let's play it. Right? Moving fast. I drop my. So this shit is moving fast. But let me remove it fast. Let me rewind it back. So look, I enter, right? I slow it down. Price drops just like that. It goes down to the discount. Not yet. Not yet. Right there. It drops down to discount. So it went from premium down to discount. I'm already up $2,200 with 20 micros. Come on now. You could kill that trade right then and there and go about your day. You could kill your trade right then and there and go about your day. AWB. The ranges work really well. You can properly identify them. Yep. Y'all tap in, man. Y'all trying to learn this. I mean, I don't know what you're struggling for. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you... I can't do this. No, you can do this. I'm just an average fucking Joe. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the... Bro, highly valuable. People... Man, look. All right. So, look. Comes down to equilibrium of the range. This red line right here. That's the equilibrium of the range. That's a neutral spot. So, it went up to premium, down to discount. I'm already up $2,200. I think that drop alone was... That drop alone was about almost 100 points, right? Still on the 15-minute. Eventually, I'm going to scale down to the 5-minute, 1 minute. So, look, I'm going to scale along, and then it drops just like that. So easy. It was like cutting the... So easy, so smooth, right? It just drops. I'm already up $3,600. Almost that $3,700 just like that. You can kill that trade right then and there and walk away. But what am I doing? I'm wanting to come down and seek the liquidity below the market. I'm aiming for liquidity. I'm aiming for where the smart money is leaving their orders at in the market, right? The whole world is panicking. The stock market losing trillions of dollars. Here we are. Well, if you know the market is going down, why not get in sync with it and trade with it, right? Get in sync with it and trade with it. I know I make it sound easy, but it kind of is easy, right? Once you understand what you're doing. But let's play it. Let's play the video. I'm up $5,000, right? Just like that, $5,000. I'm zooming out, checking higher time frame. Look, first presented fair value gap. Y'all tap into the Discord. Look right there, 9:30 a.m. First presented fair value gap. I teach that to y'all in the Discord, right? We're looking for specific things at certain times. There it is right there. SIBI. What kind of candle is that? SIBI. We trade right into it. Right? Go up to the midpoint. See how it trades to the middle of it? Taps it. Now comes down. Low resistance right there. So what I'm aiming for, what I'm doing now is I'm marking out the how far this price has run. It's already, my target is over here to the left at this low right here. That's what liquidity is. I'm taking off 10 contracts. I got 20 contracts on. I'm taking off 10. I'm aiming for 209 points, right? That's way more than enough. 209 points in the Nasdaq. If y'all come over here to my YouTube, I tell y'all how to get 40 points a day. I show you and tell you how to get 40 points a day. But in this case, I'm already up. I'm aiming for 209 points. So you can grow into it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We already sat down and did the calculations on how well you can do with 40 points. But what happens when you grow beyond 40 points and you start getting into 100 points, 200 points, 300 points? Then you're going to be Neo surfing the matrix. So yeah, 10 contracts coming off at this level, 209 points. And let's see what happens. Retraces up into a SIBI, trades down, hits my take profit, just like there, right there. You know what I'm saying? Hits the take profit. Hits my take profit. Slow it down a little bit. Boom, just like that. I lock in profits. I lock in the profit, right? So now that money is in my pocket. Half the trade has been taken off. That money is locked in, goes into the account, right? That's no longer on the table. Now I got 10 contracts on. Now, mind you, when I'm doing this, I'm not even looking at the money. I'm not worried about the money. The money is there. The money is to be made. The whole point is I'm using algorithmic principles to get in sync with price action. Look at the SIBI right here. Trades back into it. Sells off. That's not random. Hits my take profit. That's where I take parcels at. Now I'm going to be aiming down here at the bottom of the screen for the remainder of the move, which is 303 points all together. And that's about $6,600 still aiming for. So let's play it. I was telling myself I took 30. Let me show you right quick. That trade, right? That trade from when I entered, listen to what I'm saying. That trade from when I entered up here down to my first take profit took 32 minutes. 32 minutes. Now the rest of the day was some bullshit, but it still went to my target. Because this trade altogether took 4 hours. But in the first 32 minutes, I already pulled off half of my trade. So that's how fast you can make this money. 32 minutes. You know what I'm saying? How much was I up in 32 minutes? Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back. So, okay. Imagine banking $4,000 in 32 minutes. Huh? Imagine banking $4,000 in 32 minutes. Who out there is going to pay y'all $4,000 for 30 minutes? Who's going to pay y'all $4,000 for 30 minutes of work? Nobody out there, right? Nothing out there is going to pay y'all that. So why not learn this skill set? Let's continue. So this is at this point, you know, we're going into, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning, right? 10 o'clock in the morning. In about an hour, we go into lunchtime, right? So in about an hour, it goes into lunch. And when it goes to lunch, it starts to go, you know, dry and stale, right? It starts to stale out. Goes into consolidation. And I'm like, the whole time, I'm like, just hit my take profit. It's right there. It's literally right there, right? So I'm just readjusting, analyzing. You know, I rolled my stop loss down. So look, I started taking off contracts, right? So I had 10 on. I had 10 contracts on right here at this point. And then I take off 5 just to lock in more profits. So there I am. I'm paying myself. How do I do that? So if I'm shorting, right? I'm in a short. You come up here to the top of the screen on TradingView. You press the blue button to buy contracts off the market. So the trades that you have on, you can buy them back instantly up here in the bottom, at the top left. So you can instantly go in there, press the buy button. It'll start peeling off contracts for you, right? So here I am sitting in the trade. I start getting uncomfortable. So what I did was I said, oh no, because I learned from experience. Let me pay myself. So I continue to pull money off the table and locking that in. Because if you don't, it can come back against you. And all those gains are being taken away from you. You didn't secure the profits. So you always got to secure the profits when it's time. But that comes with time, right? You're gonna learn and grow that. Like, damn, I should have took the money. I can't tell you how many times I should have paid myself. I should have took the money. But over time, you're gonna learn, take the money. So check this out. So I take off 5. Now I got 5 contracts remaining. And if I get stopped out, that's $1,300 that I get stopped out in. If I take profit, it's $3,300, right? So it's a win-win. I already locked in profits. If I get stopped out, that's an extra $1,300 on top of what I've already made. There's no risk on the trade. That's pretty much what I'm trying to tell y'all. There's no risk on the trade. None. If I get stopped out, that's $1,300 going in my pocket plus what I already made. If it continues to go for my take profit, that's $3,300. So let's play it. All right. So it's just consolidating. Y'all tell me now. It went from low resistance, right? It went from low resistance to what? Y'all tell me in the chat. Low resistance to what? Smash the like button if y'all brand new. Subscribe. I got 16 people in here. Now I know everybody ain't hit the like button, so hit the like button, subscribe, share the video. Tap into the Patreon, tap into the Discord. AWB, yes, Chip Fest, high resistance. It definitely went into high resistance price action. Yes, Dorelli, high resistance. So it went from low resistance price run, but I'm sticking with the trade. I'm never losing confidence that it's not going for where I say it's gonna go. Cause I just got it like that. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm bullshitting. I ain't got it like that. I'm just confident from experience, from doing this thousands of times, that it's going to seek the liquidity. It's always going to take out the liquidity, which is right underneath that low where I say next target. It's just going to, you got to submit to time. And it's going to take time. So this trade went from a 32-minute trade that I thought was going to end in about less than an hour. And it took 4 hours, right? So, but it doesn't hurt me because I locked in the profits. Locked in them profits. So you can see it's still, you know, it's grinding, high resistance, high resistance. So on lower time frames, right? On lower time frames, I can see trades inside of this high resistance price run. Because how do I see that? It goes up. You see how price rallies up? When it rallies up, it takes out these highs over here, right? It takes out these highs. And what's above these highs? Y'all tell me in the chat. What's above these highs right here? And after I play this video, we're going to come over there to the chart. We're going to review it. What's above these highs? What's above those highs right there? It goes up, it takes out what? Buy side liquidity, and then it drops again. And when it drops, it takes out these lows on here, and then it goes back up. So it's high resistance, but you can get in there and get busy. You can get in there and get busy. You can really get in there, roll your sleeves up, go down to a 15-second time frame and go crazy in there. But in this trade example right here, it's not necessary for me to do because I'm already in position. I already been positioned for the trade. So let's play it. If y'all just joining, I'm showing a $13,000 trade from the day. I'm showing a $13,000 trade from today, right? So I'm just trying to teach y'all that y'all can do this, right? Learn from somebody who knows what they're doing so you can properly learn. Boss, I think there was a weekly bullish order block right there above the weekly low, which is your target. I'm going to look at it here shortly, AWB. So look, when it comes back up, right? When it comes back up, it takes out buy side. That's all it's doing. The market is bearish. It comes up, clears out the buy side liquidity. It does it again right there. Clears out buy side liquidity. I don't even move my stop loss. I know it's coming lower, right? And when it blew through this low, it kept going. 19 people in the building. Subscribe, y'all. I'm going over, man, y'all. If y'all want to learn this, y'all let me know. Hit the like button, subscribe. Right? Hit the like button, subscribe. We're going over a $13,000 trade that I took part of today in the Nasdaq in the futures market, while everybody else is complaining that the market sold off for $1 trillion. So what? It don't matter. We swimming with the market makers, right? We're swimming with the market makers. We're with them. We're right there with them. Not too many people gonna show y'all this. Look, still, I'm not even moving. It's coming down. Algorithmic. Look, I measure my take profit. Boom, take profit, right? Take profit. Let me show you again. Let's go back a little bit. Boom, just like that. And then I wrote, was that random? Y'all tell me if that was random. Huh? From start to finish, right? If y'all ain't subscribed to me on Twitter or X formerly known as Twitter, y'all come over here and subscribe to me where you get more of that. You know, I've been doing that consistently lately. I'm always over here showing trade examples, right? I got plenty of trade examples. I can go all day with this just to show you that, hey, this ain't fucking random. I think I did this one on the 18th, a few days ago, right? Let me show you this one. Not random. This one was for like 50 points. So that trade I just showed y'all, that was a 330 point trade. This trade right here was only for like 50 something points. I'm showing you the capabilities that you can do for, you know, with micro contracts. Look, trade up into the SIBI, right? Look at my entry point right there at the top, the bottom of the SIBI, but inside the SIBI, right? Put on 20 micros. Look where my stop loss is at, right there, right? Stop loss right there. I'm aiming for this low right here. So it's like a 1-to-1 trade, a 1-to-1 trade. Smash that like button, subscribe. Trades into the SIBI. Look, you remember I always used to say you want to be a seller when price is going up. What you think I'm doing? When price is retracing up, people be like, oh, it's breaking out. We're going higher. No, silly. They're going in to offer themselves a short. So how many people would buy into that, this rally up? While it's going up, I'm selling into that, right? So that's exactly what I did. I'm selling into the retracement. Live example. Hey, man, ain't too many channels going to show you this, bro. Ain't too many channels going, you know, just give y'all this game and teach y'all like this. This is rare, right? This is very rare. If y'all want to tap in, y'all, you know, follow me on X. Follow me on Patreon. And this trade didn't take long at all. It took a few minutes, right? It didn't take long. I think it only took probably 11 minutes maybe. But I'm just showing you how I can get in there for a scalp, right? For a scalp. I'm not even aiming for much. Quick little scalp. You go, this is for the people that want to work, that got to work jobs. You go in, you find a little entry right quick. That's clear as day. That SIBI is clear as day. Let me enter that. You got to understand what the higher time frame is doing, what it's reaching for. You get on these lower time frames, find you an entry point SIBI, right? Now it's trading lower. I'm measuring, look, 53 points. 53 point scalp. I just showed you a scalp for 53. I just showed you a day trade for 330 points. I can get it all. It don't matter what I'm doing. I'm universal like that. I'm universal like that. And I'm using this as a teaching example. Like I can teach with this. Just to show you, first of all, I didn't mark it out. These two up close candles right here. What is this right here in the chat? These two up close candles, right? Let me get some engagement. AWB, SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Yep. These two up close candles right here. What is this? What is this? Bearish order block, right? You combine both candles, that makes a bearish order block. So when price trades into the SIBI, let's say you missed the SIBI. Oh, damn, I missed the SIBI, but you're probably not seeing these order blocks right here. So as it trades down lower, right? Trades down lower, as soon as it hits the opening price of that candle right there, it's activated. And then what does this candle do? It trades into the order block, trades a little deeper, but it's using these two up close candles to find resistance to go lower. Huh? You might not have seen that. I just didn't mark it out, but I'm looking at it. Look to the left. Start looking to the left. They're attacking old liquidity. This low right here, these lows in here, sell side liquidity. And over here to the left off screen, that's my target. And I rolled it down to 2100, just like that. Look, roll my stop loss. There's no more risk on the trade. So if price did want to come back against me, I'll get stopped out for $115. There's nothing on the trade. I eliminate all risk. See, when trading, first of all, most people that come into trading, they don't even use stop losses. You not know how powerful a stop loss is, because a stop loss not only has to be above your price, your entry point, but it can be beneath it as well if you're short in the market, and it can protect all equity. It can protect your equity if you get stopped out. And if you get stopped out, well, you didn't lose nothing. You gained something. That's how powerful a stop loss is. And vice versa when you're bullish. Like, let's say I went long, my stop loss is beneath me initially. And as it starts to go in my favor, I roll that stop loss in profit. And hey, just let the trade go. And this is what I did. Let the trade go. Boom, just like that. So y'all follow me on X. I got plenty of examples over here, right? Follow me on X. I should see this notification bell hitting right now, right? 18 people in here. Y'all ain't got, come on now. I should be seeing this notification get lit up. So y'all come over on X and follow me. All right. So before I do that, let's come back over to the chart. So let's walk through what I've been seeing in the Nasdaq. That was a Nasdaq example. That was the Nasdaq example. So let's roll our sleeves up right quick. Let's roll our sleeves up right quick. Let's go out to the higher time frame for the Nasdaq. I've been bearish on Nasdaq for weeks now. For weeks, right? We've been stuck in a range. To be honest, we've been stuck in a range for months. So this swing high right here on the Nasdaq, right? This swing high down to this swing low, right? This is October's high, and this is November's low. And prior to today, we have been stuck inside of this range, right? And we just broke it today. Or was that last week? No, we broke it last week. My bad. We broke it last week, right? Let me do this. Right there. We finally broke the range last week, right? So we've been in this range. Let's count the days. We've been stuck in this range for about 133 days. We've been sideways in the range. 133 days. That's roughly, it's about 5-6 months, right? That's about 5 to 6 months. Something like that. So that's how long we've been in that range. And we just now starting to break it. And smart money, right? Let's listen. Smart money, they've been positioned in these shorts. It's not that this market is just now selling off. What did they do back in January of this year? Y'all in the chat, let's get the engagement going. What are these highs up here? What you think is above these highs? Right? I'm just trying to show you that smart money been positioned. And today was the last trading day of the first quarter's contract. We can't make this shit up, man. We cannot make this shit up. Today was the last day for the first quarter. The contract for March expired today. And we get this major sell-off on the last day of the contract? No, not random. This is buy-side liquidity up here, right? There's pending orders at these highs. Is it random? Back in January, top of the year, price trades up. They liquidate shorts where they trigger their short entries. And ever since they triggered their short entries on the weekly, price has been navigating lower and traveling to sell side down here, right? Down here, right there. So I don't think that's random, right? I don't think that's random at all, right? They've been positioned since January, and at the end of the quarter that the contract expires, they finally pull their profits, or the market sells off in these last 2-3 weeks. Let's go down to the daily. All right, on the daily time frame, let's clean this up a little bit. Let me clean this up a little bit. Let me hide this. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Make sure y'all smash that like button though. Subscribe to the channel. Press 1 if y'all are learning, right? If y'all are learning, press 1. If you like this style of content, press 2. For all other callers, press 3. No, I'm playing. Let me see. Damn, I can't. Oh, there it is right there. New in wall. So I'm gonna remove that off my chart. Got a lot of shit on my chart right now, but for the Nasdaq, right? For the Nasdaq. We've been stuck in a wild range, all this back and forth in here, right? I'm still in here surfing the matrix. Like, you see all this mess, right? What would y'all consider this? What term would y'all give this mess in here? All this back and forth trading. What would y'all give that, right? What would y'all identify that as? Huh? What would y'all identify all this back and forth in here as? Like, when people first come to this industry or trading, you might say, oh, that's chop. You can't trade that. It's just chop. It's noise. There's no way. But guess what? We in there surfing that. We in there, we surfing. But inside of all this chop, right? And inside of all this chop, you can still find a range, a 20-day range. So what you do is you take a ruler or your finger or whatever you want to use. You count back 20 days. You start on the current candle. You go back 20 trading days. And when I do that, I can determine a range, and there goes a range from high, this swing high right there, back in February. That's how long it's been. All of this been since February. And the swing low, which is down here. Let me hide some of these levels right quick. 1 second. What contract am I on? Oh shit. Let me do this. My bad, y'all. I gotta pull up the June contract. I'm on the wrong contract. See the contract. Matter of fact, I can use the June contract. It don't matter. I can use this. I mean the March contract. But what I'm trying to illustrate is I'm showing you that there is a dealing range, right? And inside that dealing range, you can still get busy. You got to just be a scalper. But y'all in the chat, what is this right here, right? What is this right here? What is this area right here? I'm going to highlight something to y'all. What is this in the white area? Smash that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the damn channel. Hit the like button. Make the algorithm go crazy, right? Because this, trying to help as many people as possible. AWB and Dorelli, yes, volume imbalance plus SIBI, right? So we got a SIBI right here. It's low, that high. That's a SIBI, but you also got a volume imbalance as well up here. Boom, right there. So you combine both of them. That creates the entire gap, which is in the fair value cap class. So on Monday, which is the first day of the week on this candle right here, price opened up on Sunday. You don't see Sunday on here because we don't count Sundays. Sunday is a day that I don't trade. Monday is the first official day, but on Monday of the week, we open up right here and price rallies up into the premium 50% side of the range, goes up into premium, trades into the SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, right? Trades into it. It drops down, closes, right? The next day on Tuesday, trades back up into it again, hits the midpoint of the SIBI, right? Closes. And then on Wednesday, right? Wednesday of the week, which is kind of what we've been waiting for. Wednesday of the week. What does price do? It opens up, it trades all the way up and trades through the volume balance plus the SIBI. It fills it in. Now, this is where we're going to start, right? We're going to start from here. We're going to start from here. And I'm showing y'all an example of, I'm going to show y'all different examples. I'm going to show you the trade that I took today. And I'm going to show you an example of a short-term trade where you hold the trade for 1, 2, 3 days. You hold the trade for 3 days. I got people in my group that held the trade for 2 days, right? 2 days. I got people in my Discord that got in this trade and held it for 2 days, over 500 points, right? Over 500 points, did very well. So when I go down to lower time frames, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go down to lower time frames. Let me pull this. The higher time frame is over here on the left. This is the daily chart. Now I'm gonna come over here to the right, which is a 15-minute chart. And let me zoom out right quick. Let me zoom out. Let me get right. Might have to go to the hourly. All right, go out to the hourly. Come on now, chart. Chart lagging a little bit. All right, right here. Over here to the right, right? So, over here to the right, y'all remember I went over time of day? Time of day, over here on the right. We rally up, right? We rally up. We fill that in right there. We fill this in over here on the right. I'm going to blow it up. Let me blow it up. So on the left, that was the daily. Now we're on the hourly time frame. When we go up to the hourly, right, y'all look over to the left. What is this right here in the chat? What is this swing high? What do we refer to that as? What's that swing high? Smash the like button, subscribe. What's that swing high right there? Who knows? What's that swing high right there? Come on now. Smash the like button, subscribe, y'all. Subscribe. What's that swing high? Come on now. I know this ain't y'all weak spot. AWB, liquidity. Yes, liquidity. That's buy side liquidity. This was a high from Thursday. So Thursday of last week, right? Thursday of last week, they left a swing high in the market. That's the high of the day from last Thursday, which was March the 12th. Above that high, which is a previous day high, is buy side liquidity. They have resting orders inside above that high. It so happens that this high is also inside of this over here on the left. Daily SIBI volume balance, right? Liquidity grab, right? You can't see it over here, but they go up, trade in, take out the liquidity, right? After they take out the liquidity, they completely fill in that gap, which is a higher time frame gap. And you can also add some more moving parts over here. You can look at these 2 up close candles, which is an order block. You can include this volume imbalance as well, right? But when they trade up to that high, right? They trade up to that high. You can see on Wednesday of this week, that was the high of the freaking week. That's the high of the week on Wednesday. That's the complete high of the week. And then what do? They sell it off from the high down to what you see today, which the market is closed currently. So let me show you what it looks like right here. Let me show you what it looks like. I'm going to take a rectangle right here, and I'm just going to drag this out from the high of the week down to the low of the week right there. Boom, just like that. That range in the blue shaded area, that is the entire, it's not the entire weekly range, but that is the high to low of the week in the market, just like that. That is a market maker sell model, right? It takes out a key high over here, rallies up, sweeps liquidity, higher time frame premium. See over here, you see this trend line right here? It says 0.5 equilibrium. That's that's inside the daily range. We're on the premium side of the range. Price drops down to discount. How many points would that be? Let's calculate. High down to the low right there. Boom. That's roughly about 886 points on the sell side delivery for the week. So let's go ahead and add some numbers, right? I'm just going to pull out some numbers. Let's just say we use minis. Minis are $20 per point. Micros are $2 per point. Let's compare the two, right? Because you could have did well in both. Let's say you caught the high of the week on Wednesday. That is 2 times 880. Let's just round it off to 885. That's $1,700, right? If you use one micro contract. $1,770 with one micro contract. How many of y'all can use an extra $1,770 in your day to day, right? See, I'm thinking about the markets completely different. Like everybody else panicking, they're going to be pushing fear, economy collapse, all that. Motherfuckers is making money, right? Excuse my French. Motherfuckers is making money trading all directions of these markets. People are making money on all sides of these markets. Let's use the mini. Remember the micro, one contract. I think everybody can afford one contract. $1,770. Let's use the mini. 20 times 885. If you put one mini contract on at this level up here at the top of the week and held it into Friday, you could have netted $17,700. Right? $17,700. And that's just one contract. Let's say you add 5 contracts of the mini. That's $88,500. Right? 5 mini contracts. Y'all gonna get there though. Y'all in the chat. Y'all in my community. Y'all gonna get there. At some point, you're gonna be able to trade 5 minis and hold it for the week. Imagine making $88,000 in 2 days. Imagine making $88,000 in 2 days. People are doing it. I know it's real, right? I'm showing you how it's done. But let's scale in right quick. Let's go back up. And I got testimony. I was telling my chat, right? The people in my private community, I was telling them, hey, this is the high of the week right here. So I got verified testimony that I said that. This is the high of the week right here. And I told them, hold it to Friday. Hold this shit to Friday. And eventually Friday trades all the way down. Boom, makes the low of the week right here. Right? So it's not random, right? It's not random. So this is considered a short-term trade. You would have got in on Wednesday, London session, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And you would have held that trade all the way down for the rest of the week. Now, you could have started scaling out. You know, you could have started paying yourself. Look to the left. What are these lows in here? You could have started paying yourself. You could have started paying yourself along the way. So you don't have to sit through everything. So you would have got out right there. How many points would that be right there? From the top up there down to that swing low, that would have been a first partial for you right there, right? Very simple, very easy. They say you enter right there to here. That's about 460 points, just like that. Piece of cake, 460 points. That's nothing, right? That's nothing. And then once we took out that low right there, you would have aimed for this low right here. And we got that low on Thursday. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, you would have aimed for that low on Thursday, just like that, right? That's another take partial. You really could have been done right there. You know what I'm saying? And then Friday came back and I thought it was going to go lower. And it did go lower. But we ended the week by taking out Thursday's low right there. We ended the week by taking out Thursday's low. Now let's work our way down to a lower time frame, 15 minutes. Smash that like button. So as we work our way back down to the 15 minute, let's look at the top of the move up here, right? Let's look at the top of the move. Way up here. And I'm going to drop a vertical trend line on Wednesday at 12 o'clock midnight. 12 o'clock midnight starts the new day of every day, right? 12 o'clock midnight Eastern Standard Time. So I just dropped that vertical trend line right there, that white line that's vertical. We cross over at midnight. We trade up at midnight, take out the buy side liquidity. It fills in the daily SIBI, right? And then it starts to break down. Now check this out, right? I'm gonna look at this right here. What do y'all consider this right here? This back and forth from here. What do y'all see right there? What is that considered? What is that considered? Y'all in the chat. What kind of price action do we consider that? What kind of price action do we consider that? Come on now. Put your thinking caps on. Put your thinking caps on. Smash that like button if y'all brand new. Subscribe. Shout out to you, Dorelli. High resistance. Yep, it's high resistance. But just because it's high resistance don't mean you can't trade it. So once we come up and make this high right here on a 15 minute and then we make this low right here, that's a dealing range, right? That's a dealing range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down to the 5 minute. Drop down to the 5 minute. Go back up to that level. Right up here. I'm going to show you what that looks like on the 5 minute inside that dealing range. Back on the 5 minute, right? All you're doing is measuring from premium to discount, discount to premium. That's what you're doing inside the range. So we make a high, we drop down, make a low, right? Now we're using specific times of the day. We're in London. All of this is during the London session. London session begins from 2 o'clock in the morning to 11 in the morning. But the kill zone is from 2 o'clock in the morning to 5 in the morning. So during this whole window in time, it drops down at high resistance. But this is what I do when I see high resistance. I find a range. Y'all take notes, all right? I'm giving y'all more keys to the game. Giving y'all more keys to the game. So whenever you see high resistance price action, how do you can use a filter, right? I use this as a filter. I find a range, which I did, high to low. And then the market is just chopping around. But I can ignore all of this chop by just waiting, anticipating for it to come up to a premium, right? I ain't worried about all this down here on the discount side of the range until it comes up to the premium side of the range. And when it comes up to the premium side of the range, above the 50% level, trades up to premium, it takes out these highs right here. It not only takes out these highs, y'all in the chat, I can use many things over here. What is this right here? Y'all in the chat, what is this right here? You can use several things. What is that right there? Let me get the participation going. What is that right there? I'm sitting there helping you. I'm helping you. See, I feel unappreciated, bro. I feel unappreciated. I'm doing this out here. I'm pouring my heart into this shit. God damn it. I'm about to flip my desk. Shout out to you, Dorelli. SIBI volume imbalance. SIBI in the volume imbalance, right? So you're correct. So did you understand what I just said? Whenever the market goes into high resistance, I find the dealing range. And I can filter out all the noise, all this back and forth shit. And all I'm doing is looking at the range. If I'm bearish, I'm going to want to see it come up to the premium side of the range, which it does. Do you notice when it gets up to the premium side of the range, it doesn't do all this? It doesn't do all of that crazy shit like it was at the discount, right? It doesn't do all this crazy shit on the premium side like it does at discount. When it goes up to premium, it's not trying to stay up there long. It's the heavy, it's high, it's bearish. Comes back down to discount, goes back up to premium, comes right into this SIBI. If you don't see the SIBI, right? If you don't see the SIBI, you can use this right here. What is this in the chat? You might not see it, but what is this in the chat right here? You might not see that right there. You might not see the SIBI. You might see the SIBI, but you might not see this right here. What is this in the chat? Huh? And it's giving you a wider room, a larger range to work with. What is that? Y'all press that like button, bro. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Yes, it's an inversion BISI. Inversion fair value gap, pretty much. It's an inversion fair value gap. If you want to call it an inversion BISI, go right ahead. It was a BISI that became inverted. It went into high resistance. You might not have seen that. You might have just seen the SIBI. But guess what? You can use the inversion, and guess what? You got more room to work with now. And look how price trades into that. Look how price trades into that. And guess what? If I do this, Dorelli, if I take a Fibonacci, I drag it on the top of that gap down to the low, right? Remember, the wider the gap, the more levels you can add. So I'm going to add my eighths like that, right? I know I got a lot going on this chart, but over time you'll understand. But when I add my eighths, right, is it showing weakness or strength inside of this gap? And you can measure if it's showing weakness or strength. You might not understand what I'm saying. You have to apply it and do it several times. But when it trades up into the gap, look at the wicks. The wicks are starting to make lower highs, right? The wicks are making lower highs. So that's just a sign of weakness in price. Man, we ain't supposed to be knowing this, y'all. We are not supposed to be knowing this information. Not supposed to be knowing this. But here I am, put my life on the line. Nah, my life ain't on the line, but I'm going to say it anyway. My life is on the line teaching y'all this shit, right? It's on the line. At least that's how I want to feel. That's how I want to feel. I feel like my life on the line teaching y'all this. But you can see how it trades up, and it's showing weakness inside of those gaps, and it's showing slowly coming down, and that's your gauge that, oh yeah, this is coming down, right? in the premium. It gives you one last chance right here. See that right there? It gives you one last chance to get on board inside that gap. Volume and balance. Boom, right there. Right? Give you one last chance to get on board with the sell-off. Trades. It drops down to discount, wicks back up into premium one more time, and then guess what? It's off to the races for the rest of the week. Off to the races for the rest of the week. Huh? But you did it. You got the top of the move in a high resistance condition. You already know. Look, what am I looking for in the higher time frame over on the left? Let me hide this. Higher time frame over here on the left. I'm looking for a price to trade up into the daily SIBI, reject, and come lower. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting bearish prices. We trade up into the SIBI on the left. All I did was zoom down over here on the right to the 5 minute. I didn't even take y'all down to the 15-second. Huh? I didn't even take y'all down to the 5-second chart. I just kept you on the 5 minute time frame. I didn't even go on the 1 minute time frame. I'm using the higher time frame analysis. You expect the SIBI to trade into it, fill it, and go lower, right? That's what the algorithm wants to do. Well, once it went to the top of the SIBI up here, I just dropped down the lower time frames over here on the right, above liquidity. Above the liquidity is a smart money reversal. You're getting the top of, you're getting the premium of the most premium position at this level right here. It doesn't get no more premium than this, right? It doesn't get no more accurate than this. And then you get in that position overnight. You had to been up for it, but you get in that position overnight, and then it sells off the rest of the week. And there you go. You got about 1,000-point trade just like that. And guess what? When it goes in your favor, you don't have to manage it no more. You can just sit back and say, hey, I'm going to close it on Friday. I'm going to close it on Friday. So look, when it finally drops, right, on the 5 minute, we clear that out, right? We done with that. I'm going to clear this up right here. Let's clear this up. You understood that. Comprende. Comprende. Right? Comprehend. Comprehend. So once we drop, right, we start taking out lows. And what we start doing next is we start creating new ranges. There goes a high right here. Swing high, swing low right there, right? Is that not a dealing range? Is that not a new range? Let's say you didn't get it up here. You didn't get up here with the landlords and shit. You wasn't up here with us, right? At the top, it's just us. You know what I'm saying? At the top, it's just us. I'm gonna let y'all finish that song. But up there is the premium of the most premium positioning by institutions. And then it drops high to low, right? Goes back into the what? Premium. What's above the 50%? Premium. Premium. Draw your SIBI out. Right here, SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, right there. Premium. Look at the wick. Look at the midpoint of the fair value gap, the SIBI. Trades into it. Boom. Trades into it again. Do you see these wicks? Are they showing weakness? Are they showing weakness? What you do is you lay your Fibonacci inside of that wick. Lay your Fibonacci inside of that wick just like that. Is it not showing weakness in here? Yep, because the highs, they're not creating higher highs. That's why you lay the Fibonacci, because you can grade and measure weakness and strength in a particular candle, right? It's not making higher highs. It's showing weakness after hitting that gap. You expecting it to hit the gap and go lower, right? Smash that like button, y'all. And then it goes lower and it's off to the races in the same day, which was Wednesday. And when it goes off to the races, look over to the left. It's clearing out all these lows over here on the left side. It's clearing out all these lows over here, taking out sell side liquidity. Nice fucking, nice freaking run on Wednesday, right? Nice run. After it takes out liquidity over there left, a lot of people, what they want to do is they want to go against traffic. They want to go against order flow. They think, oh, it's time to go long. Look what it does. It retraces, right? Well, let's look a little bit closer. You know what I'm saying? Let's look a little bit closer. Y'all smash that like button, man, if y'all learning. You know what I'm saying? Is this intriguing or not? Right? Is this not intriguing? Because the market's an algorithmic program. Y'all want to learn how I'm doing them $13,000 trades. That's how you do it. Swing high, swing low, right? Swing high to swing low. There's different levels you can use, but I'm just going to use this one for now. Right here. Creates a swing high. Every retracement, right? You should see price not breaking it when the market is bearish. That's what I'm saying. Swing high to swing low. We come up to the premium, which is above the 50% level. Trade up into the premium. What are you looking for? Well, start looking to the left of the premium side of the damn range. You're inside of a range. You're not focused outside of the range. You're only focused in the range. Look to the left. Well, here goes a SIBI right here. Sell side imbalance. Buy side inefficiency, right? Trade into that. We take out what? Look over to the left. Buy side liquidity. It's a minor liquidity. We take that out, though, inside of a SIBI right there. After that, does price even want to come back? After they take out the high, take out some liquidity, do they even want to come back up to refer back to that? No, they don't. Also, let's say you missed that up there at the premium level. You got this order block right here, bearish order block, right? Yes, it traded above it, right? But guess what? We still in the premium side of the range. I'm going to use this right here. Look at that bearish order block right there, the opening price. Can't make that up. Bearish order block. Right there. Trades into it. Look at the bodies, right? They don't really want to break above this body right here. They already did it with the wick. The wicks do the damage, but the bodies never go above there, right? And then it consolidates, and then it rolls over back down to discount, and they attack more sell side liquidity, right? It ain't over though. It ain't over. This is all week. Got a new range. That high right there to that swing low right there, right? Creates a new range. Only this time it consolidates a little bit longer, right? It consolidates, trades up, hits this small little gap right here. Can't make this up, right? Can't make it up. Zoom in. There's a small little fair value gap right there. Trades into it. Boom, right there. Yes, it trades above it. If it does that, this was a volatile time in the market. If it does that, you can use this wick. Look at this wick right here. I can use all kind of shit. I'm gonna just start making shit up. You can use this wick right here, right? And when I use that wick right there, you tell me if that shit is random. Look into the wick. Look into the wick. And the wick I'm using is this body right here. It trades into it. Look at the levels. Boom, boom, and then sell off, right? Because it's at a premium side of the range. It's at the premium side of the range. And what does it do? Sell off. And when it sells off, it takes out this low right here. When it rolls over, sells off, it takes out this low right here. And then a new range forms. So what is the new range? Move that. The new range is from this swing high right here down to the swing low right here. Right? New range. What does it do? Trades up to premium, right? When it trades up to the premium side of the range. Now, this one was a little bit more. Not all ranges are going to be the same neither. So get that in your mind. Not all ranges are going to be the same, but you got to trust the system. You got to trust that this shit is going to operate like it should. So we go up, premium side of the range. After what? Taking out sell side liquidity. Market still bearish. I'm only looking for short, so I can filter out everything below the discount side of the range. I don't care about it. I don't care if the market goes higher. I filter it out. But when it goes up, right? Look over to the left. Takes out liquidity. Right? Takes out liquidity. Sweeps liquidity right there. Buy side liquidity. And then smart money at a premium shorts it down. And when they short it down a discount, very heavy, they offer you a SIBI right here. You can get in at the SIBI. It drops again. Continues to drop. Creates a new range right here, swing high to swing low. But look at the order blocks, 2 up close candles. That's a bearish order block right there. That's your entry point, bearish order block. Boom, just like that. Get into it, 2 up close candles. It drops, trades back into it, bearish order block. Yes, you might see the SIBI. You can use that as well. But in this range right here, I'm going to use these order blocks. Trades into it, drops. When it drops again, we got another bearish order block right here, right? Another bearish order block. This up close candle trades down, price trades back into it right here. Boom, trades back up. Boom. It also takes out liquidity. And then what does it do? Rolls over, right? Goes even lower, very heavy. So it did that all week. I could show you so many trade setups that I can just go all day. I can just go all day. Let's show you the one I did today, right? Let's show you the one that I did today. So I'm gonna walk you through what I've seen. I'm on the 1 hour time frame. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Only got 17 likes. Subscribe. If you missed anything, go back and watch because I'm actually teaching. I'm going over key lessons, right? I'm in that mode. But this morning, right, I'm bearish. All of this didn't pan out yet. So I'm already knowing. Let's look at the daily over here on the left. Over here on the left side of my chart is the daily time frame. I said at minimum, I wanted to see this low taken out right here. This low right there, which was Thursday's low. That was my target. Now, if you missed it, I showed my trade example. Go back and watch the video. Right, so I'm gonna come back over to the right, 1 hour time frame. So this morning, right? This morning, what did I see? So this morning, right, I seen this swing high right here. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Let me show you, walk you through it. 4 a.m. in the morning. Yep, 4 a.m. in the morning. Wait a minute. It's Friday, right? I done got confused right quick. Go down to a 15 minute. Go down to a 15 minute. Hold up. I know I'm not tripping. Is this contract? One second. What am I looking at? Okay, I think this is it right here. So we got a swing high, right? So overnight, we got the Asia high, right? We got the Asia high. And then we got this low right here from the London session. That was my range. Asia high right here. Asia high down to the low of the London session right there, right? I'm gonna do my dealing range. And early this morning, right, price trades down. I'm bearish, right? I'm aiming for this low right here, right there, for a long liquidity draw, right there. So I'm bearish this morning. So this morning, I'm stalking it. It drops down during London, but around 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, a.m. Eastern Standard Time, price comes up to a premium, right? Comes up to a premium. And once it comes up to a premium, wait a minute, man. Let me pull up. I think I'm on the wrong chart. Let me pull up my June contract. Let me pull that up. 1 second. All right, right here. What the hell? Yeah, showing different data. My bad, y'all. We got to come to the current contract, which is June. And I'm going to drop out to the 1 hour time frame. And this chart looks completely different. All right, it's a little different chart. So this morning, yep, completely different. So this is what I was seeing this morning. This swing high right here, 4 o'clock in the morning, down to this low right here, 6 in the morning. Right here. This was my trade setup. High, down to low right there, right? So when I come to the chart, about 7 in the morning, price is already in this range right here that I have outlined. The price is in this range that I have outlined right here. Swing high, swing low right there. We cross over at 7 o'clock in the morning. If you didn't watch my course that I did on my channel, go back and watch it. I go over the different time windows in the day that you can be a trader. I go through all the time windows that you can trade. So there's no excuse for you not to be trying to attempt to do this if you're interested. You know, don't waste your time if you ain't interested. Go do something else. But if you somebody say, hey, I want to do this, I walked you through it. There's no excuses not to do it. But at 7 o'clock in the morning, we consolidate and we trade up to the premium side of the range. Trade up into a premium, right? And this is the trade example I did live. So I'm stalking this, right? First thing I seen was this SIBI right here. And we trade into that, right? We trade into that. But then I also know notice right above it, there is another SIBI. And I'm like, that's the one I want to use. I want that SIBI right there. So I wonder if it can get to it. So what I initially did was I switched to my OTE settings, right? Optimal trade entry. Let's see what that looks like. It's the same thing as premium discount, but it's measuring optimal entry, right? So when I switch to optimal trade entry, OTE, you can see we got the 0.62 level, the 0.75 level. I'm not demanding that it hits the 0.75, but I want to get near it. And when I traded this morning, it traded into this SIBI near the bottom. That's my entry. And once it wicked through that, it dropped. Now, you could have been a trader in this as well. This is an ultimate entry right there. But guess what? I got the tippy top right here. Tippy of the top. The tippy of the top, right? Got in right there. Flawless entry. No drawdown. Straight entry, down, selling off. comes down, and it starts taking out liquidity. That's why I pulled my first 10 contracts at. That's the example I went over right here. Pull my first 10 contracts off right there. It consolidates during lunch, right? During lunch, it retraces up. See, I didn't see this initially because I wasn't paying attention, but it trades back up into a 15-minute SIBI right here. Boom, just like that. You think that's random? Trades back into the SIBI, hits the midway point of the SIBI, make the gap efficient, consolidate, and then rolls over again. And when it rolls over again, it's another major sell-off. And what is it aiming for? It's aiming for liquidity that they left behind from weeks ago, right? So that's the trade example that I did today, right? I just walked you through it, and there's the video on my X if you want to check it out. There's the video on my X if you want to check it out. Let me read the comments. Unlock with the 8th and the 16th. Oh, he said nice unlock. Yeah, man. I keep giving. I keep giving, AWB. I keep giving. And nobody wants to receive, but you're receiving that, so that's all that matters. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. This is an educational content. So if you learning, y'all can at least subscribe and show some love. Come in the chat and be like, hey boss, you doing your thing, man. Come talk to me, man. Don't be shy, man. Y'all watching me, y'all in the background, don't be shy. Y'all come out and speak, speak. Right? Because guess what? I'm a shy person, bro. I'm naturally shy, but I'm out of my shell. I'm coming out of my comfort zone to kick it with y'all, right? I'm kicking it with y'all. So if you shy, just know I'm a shy person as well. So I'm sitting here talking with y'all, chatting it up. Let's see. That was the Nasdaq, right? That's the futures contract. But the overall market, like we come out and look at the S&P 500, starting to roll over, right? Very heavy. $1 trillion wiped out of the market today. $1 trillion wiped out of the market today. And it's been underway. There's been trillions of dollars wiped out these markets every week. We about to get a low resistance fuck you moment, right? We about to get a low resistance fuck y'all. We taking everything you got. They about to hit the hot, bro. This is looking scary, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I can see it just low resistance running, taking out liquidity. Boom, 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 boom. Trading down to this BISI right here. Buy side and balance, sell side and efficiency. I already went over oil. Oil probably gonna go up, right? Oil, they really giving us a chance to buy gold, right? They giving us a chance, but the markets ain't looking too good, right? And we haven't seen a sell-off in years. Y'all thought the market was just gonna go up perpetually over time forever? Hell no, it's time, right? It's time. Look at all this bullshit, this made up bullshit they doing. These markets are synthetic. It ain't real. They just pumping money into the system, putting it in the stock market and giving us the illusion that this is a real strong market. It's not. But we can still take advantage of it, right? We short. It's clearly bearish. So why would you ever want to go long in this? You don't know what you're doing. We got to teach you. Got to teach you. Yeah, time for some hurt, bro. Time for some hurt. So definitely bearish on that. That's the ES. Let's get the YM, the Dow Jones. Come down to the weekly. Bearish on it too. Look, similar price action. Look at all these markets. Are they not similar? Are they not similar? It's clear as day what these markets want to do. Man, they about to rip the band. I feel like something catastrophic is about to happen. Not wishing that, but I think these markets they about to rip the band-aid off, and we about to spiral, bro. We about to spiral in these markets. Inflation about to go up. We're gonna get into some more videos as well on X before I get up out of here, because I want to hear what the people got to say. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in panic, but I'm sitting here teaching y'all the skill set that you can help your family with, right? If y'all got kids, y'all got family members, you can help them out with groceries or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can do it with this skill set right here. It don't take much. You don't have to make thousands of dollars. You can make $100 at a time. $100 here, $200 there, and you can slowly, that can make a difference in your bills and your everyday expenses. You just got to pick up a skill set. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to your job and don't think you worthless, right? You just got to dig your way out of your circumstances. If you're feeling down, you just got to pick yourself up and find things. There's things out here. There's always a solution to what you're going through, right? There's always a solution to what you're going through. So I'm just trying to be a solution and be a help for y'all to learn something that can pick you up and change your life, right? Trying to just be a solution for y'all. So yeah, the Dow Jones, bearish as fuck, right? I'm looking at the weekly time frame for the Dow. We recently just traded up to a premium. Well, this week we're bearish, right? But before we traded bearish and closed bearish, we traded into this right here. Y'all in the chat, what is this right here? Right? What is that right there? Boom, just like that. You think that's freaking random? And if I add my Fibonacci to that wick right there for more precision, you're gonna quickly see, nah, that shit ain't random, boss. That ain't random. Let's drop that right there. Let me change the settings. Gradients. Boom. That's not fucking random. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French. It's not random. That's gonna be my new shirt. Excuse my French. Look, right there, 50% level, not random. Trades into the volume imbalance. The volume imbalance is actually a part of this right here. You see that? That's a suspension gap, right? Suspension gap. Boom, not random. Now, whenever we add a suspension gap, now let's take a Fibonacci, right? Let's take a Fibonacci from the high down to the low, just like that. Now you get crazy, man. You're just getting crazier and crazier with the precision, right? Just getting crazier and crazier. It trades up to the lower quadrant. Now it makes sense, right? Why did it just do that? Why trade outside that SIBI right there? I mean, that volume imbalance. Why did it trade outside of it? But no, you got to look at the suspension gap and you can see, boom, 0.25 level. Look at the wick right here. Trades into the wick. Crazy precision, right? I know. I'm trying to show you for free. Trying to show you. What you hesitant for? What are you hesitant for? Look, selling off, right? Coming down. Look over to the left. Liquidity. Right? Sell side liquidity. Hey, and this is the way y'all gonna get good at it. Y'all gotta be in y'all, when y'all be in your office, this is how you gotta be, right? This is how you gotta be. You gotta talk to yourself. You gotta be delusional. Anybody that's trading these markets are fucking delusional. I know I'm delusional. I don't look at this shit too long and now I see it. God damn it. I'm sniffing ink. I'm sniffing ink because I think these candles are ink, right? It's money. So you gotta get a little delusional and talk to yourself when you analyze it, right? And that's what I'm doing right now. It's almost like I'm talking to myself, but I'm talking to y'all. So I'm teaching y'all the game. I'm teaching you how to read price, market structure. And I'm showing y'all real examples. How much realer can it get? You know what I'm saying? How much realer can it get? This shit is real. Don't doubt yourself. You can do it. Right? It's not as hard as you think it is. It's very easy. No, I can't say that. I ain't gonna say it's very easy. But once you get it, it comes secondhand. Nobody can take this away from you but God. Nobody can take this away from me but God. Jay Mansky said, just don't answer yourself. Now I'll be answering myself, man. I'm delusional, bro. I'm delusional. I'm crazy. You gotta be a little crazy to do this. If you got some crazy in you, then yeah, everybody that do this is crazy, right? Crazy, because this is unorthodox, right? They don't teach this in school, right? They don't tell us, hey, go to school to be a technical analyst or a technical technician in the financial markets. No, they're not gonna teach you this. Even the whole thought of, oh, this shit is algorithmic is conspiracy. Oh, there's no way this is algorithmic. Oh, well, okay, whatever. Don't argue with nobody. That's just something you got to internalize, right? You're going to be the minority if you sit there and tell a group of traders, hey, man, this shit ain't random. It's algorithmic. Fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here. That's what they're going to tell you. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. What are you talking about? They're not even going to hang with you no more, bro, because you told them the markets are manipulated and they're algorithmic. They ain't even going to hang with you. Right? And then you're going to be going to work. You're the only one that knowing this. And you got to tell somebody, right? You got to tell Carl at work at the water fountain, like, hey, Carl, look at this. Carl already don't like your ass. Carl already don't like your ass. You coming up to him trying to show him something new. And then you going to show him. And then, oh, shit, Carl going to snitch on you. He's making $13,000 a day. Why the fuck is he here? You know what I'm saying? Why the hell is he here? Why is he showing up? Why is he showing me this? I feel disrespected. I'm gonna get him fired. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you gotta be a little delusional when it comes to this. But yeah, this is the Dow Jones. It trades up into that suspension gap. It comes down. It's reaching for liquidity, right? Too clean in there. Too clean. AWB. It's crazy the way price trades to the premium side of the previous week wick and sells off just like the range. Yep. Just like the freaking range, bro. Just like the freaking range. Not random, but I'm sitting here showing y'all, bro. This channel's too valuable, man. I need my cut, YouTube. I need my goddamn cut. What else I'm gonna look at? Crypto. All right, I'm not gonna go a deep analysis in none of this, but I'm just gonna give y'all the prices, XRP, and I think we might get some action here come the weekend because you already know how crypto moves over the weekend. We might get some action. But XRP currently trading at $1.44. Stellar trading at 16 cents. XDC trading at 3 pennies. HBAR trading at 9 pennies. Constellation DAG 1 penny. Quant Network $79 is actually coming up. Ethereum 21,500. Bitcoin 70,000. Let's take a look at Bitcoin right quick because you know Bitcoin Biddy is, you know how Biddy is, right? Biddy is Biddy, right? But it's in a sell program, market maker sell model, right? What did it do? Went up to all-time high levels, swept liquidity. This is a monthly time frame. Swept the buy side liquidity. They offloaded their long positions way back in October of last year. They was out of the market. They was out of their longs in October 2025. And what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I got some memes too. I'm gonna go over here in my X, but what were you doing, right? They went up here October 2025, offload their long position. Same in XRP. Hate to hurt your feelings. Same in XRP. They did the same thing, and they've been in a sell program, and they've been shorting the market down to freaking discount, right? They've been shorting it down to discount. Shorting it down to discount, and now they got to take out some liquidity, right? So I don't think Bitcoin is done. I think Bitcoin wants to come down to 49,000, unless check this out, unless crypto actually comes in and saves the world like they speculate it's going to do. But I can't confirm nor deny it. You know what I'm saying? When does it get a utility and use case? I don't know. But unless crypto comes in and save the world and we start utilizing it for good, the world is still fucked up. I don't think the powers that be, they know about crypto, but they got other shit going on. I was just watching a video on quantum computers. They're worried about AI. They're worried about all this other shit. They can't agree on crypto and changing the money. That's probably the hardest shit to do, convince everybody to change the money system and get everybody on board, right? So crypto is that wild card, man. It's really a wild card, right? It's really a wild card. Because people love corruption. Why would the people like, man, we doing pretty good being some corrupt, evil motherfuckers, right? We doing pretty good. So why should we change this right now? It's getting good. The movie is getting good. So why we need to switch over right now? Huh? God damn it, we about to start World War III. Shit, we want, at least can we get that in for our generation? That's how they thinking, right? That's how I think they thinking, the elites. They probably sitting back like, man, the generation of elites before us, they had all these world wars. Well, we need to have one before we pass. So that's probably how they thinking, right? So I don't know how the motherfuckers think, but they fucked up in the head. But Bitcoin, it's clear as day what this shit is doing, bro. This is pretty much the trade I took today. Matter of fact, Thursday, right? I just showed you in the Nasdaq what it did. It made the high of the week on Wednesday. But check this out. Oh, check this out. What is this? This is a daily. So yeah, this was a few weeks ago. It goes up, right? It takes out buy side liquidity. Takes out these highs in here, right? Takes out buy side liquidity right there. Bitcoin. Smart money offloads their long positions inside of a gap. Displacement lower, low resistance run, sells off. Consolidates, right? Consolidates. What did it just do? And I'm on the daily, y'all. I'm just eyeballing this shit. Goes up, takes out buy side liquidity right there, right? I'm always looking, if you ever ask me, what do you see first in the chart? I'm looking for where the liquidity is, right? I'm always looking, where's the liquidity right now, right? Goes up early in the week, Monday, Tuesday, buy side liquidity, sweeps the high, right? Let's go down to a 15-minute time frame, which is the lower time frame. The rally got out with a bang. Oh, go out with a bang? Yeah, for sure. They trying to go out with a bang for real. And they don't care about killing themselves neither. But look, this is a 15-minute chart. I don't like how fuzzy it looks. Let's go out to the 1 hour. 1 hour chart, right? They go up, take out buy side liquidity, consolidate above it. They short it down. When they short it down, start looking to the left, right? They're reaching for liquidity. They sell at premiums. They buy at discounts. They go down, take out sell side right there. Sell side liquidity. Where else is there liquidity in the chart? Well, they also got liquidity right here as well, right? Do you think it's random that we drop it down, we take out that low right there, boom, and then it consolidates, retraces, and it consolidates, right? So do you think it's random that there's liquidity down here, right? So they're just staging orders. Let's look way back here, right? Way back here, right? A lot of liquidity in the market that they have left behind for XRP. And when you know where the liquidity is, you know where they're leaving behind their orders. You might not believe that, but they're leaving behind their orders in the market, right? They're leaving behind orders in the market that I can visually see. I know where they at. And you'll be amazed, like this one right here. Why the hell is it random? Once you start being convinced, like, nah. Like, what is that right there? When price goes down to this low right here and it reverses off of that, that just lets you know something is right there, right? Something is parked right there that triggered the algorithm to reverse on the dime. And now when it reverses on the dime, it's caught in like a range. It retraces. And now the range for me would be this swing high right here down to that swing low. It's really this range right here, but it's kind of ambiguous, right? It's really kind of ambiguous. So I'm gonna take that high right there down to this swing low right here. It's in a premium, right? It's in a premium. Look to the left, SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Make sure y'all smash the like button, subscribe to the damn channel. I'm teaching analysis, very educational. If y'all new to the channel, it's an education channel, right? So you can come over here, get the premium, out of this world type of analysis, right? You've never seen it before if you're not familiar with what I do, right? So trades up to a premium, tag SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, drops down to discount, right? I'm bearish. So all of this discount shit, I don't care about going long. Let it come back up to the premium like it just did. When it comes back up to premium, look real close, right? Look real close. You got these two up close candles, but I'm gonna choose the upper one, right? I'm gonna choose the upper candle. This is a bearish order block right there. I'm gonna highlight that. Boom, right there. That's not fucking random, right? That's how I gotta talk to some of y'all. It's not random. Trades right to it. Look, SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency right there on the premium side of the range, right? On the premium side of the range. Oh, right there. Is that random? No, it's not random. That price is trading directly in that SIBI right there, right? Sell side imbalance. We're looking at Bitcoin. Trades right into that SIBI and is showing kind of resistance. Look at these candles right here. Does this show weakness, right? Look at these up close candles. Are they really trying to make higher highs? If it does, then it might want to come higher. But if it doesn't, it might want to stay weak. And if it stays weak, come below, back down to discount, come clean out this sell side liquidity over here, right? All these lows. And we might get that this weekend, right? We might get that this weekend. Bitcoin down to 68,000 again. Yeah. And then from there, going into next week, it can get low resistance. It can become low resistance going into next week. So, yeah, I'm expecting lower prices on crypto, and I'm starting with Bitcoin, right? Starting with Bitcoin. So that's Bitcoin, right? Ethereum, ETH. See a lot of people making noise about ETH, and that is fucking dead. ETH is dead. 21,500 right now. 2150 right now. 2150. But I like all these lows in here. I'm not even gonna lie. I can see ETH coming on down. Damn, bro. I hate the head. I don't know if y'all hold Ethereum, but I can see it coming down to about 880, right? 880. Right? If they get real crazy, it's coming down to $880. What is that gonna look like for the crypto market if Ethereum is at $880? Huh? $880. What does that look like for the crypto market? Y'all smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel, right? Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. J Man, so you say you buying? Okay. I don't know if ETH, I don't know, man. ETH is gonna be around, but we gonna see. Other than that, man, I went over oil, right? It's closed right now. I think going into next week, oil, it's soon as gonna be 120. If oil goes to 120, y'all be prepared for high inflations, lower stock market, and just pain in the economy, right? But we got solutions where I'm trying to teach y'all how to trade that, right? Let's come over back to X. I did the analysis. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. A lot of shit I dropped. Again, if you haven't followed me on X, let me refresh. Who came over here and followed me, right? I should see some. I ain't got no notifications. Ain't nobody follow me. So if y'all ain't followed me yet on X, y'all come over and follow me on X, right? This is where I'm over here posting my trades and my ideas. I'm keeping up with y'all. We could communicate directly, right? So I'm trying to build a network, right? And I'm gonna start doing over here. I'm gonna start doing X spaces. So y'all tap in with me. Let's go over some of these headlines. Before I do that, let's go see what's going on currently, right? Come over to X. What's going on currently? Okay, they saying 3 trillion wiped out of silver and gold market, right? Let me say that. 3 trillion wiped out of silver and gold. 820 billion wiped out of the stock market. 120 billion wiped out of crypto. You know, stay cool out there. Major financial sting. You know what I'm saying? Major financial sting. Right? Let's see. U.S. soldiers overseas being fed steak and lobster before the nuke blast hit. Pray. Damn, that's fucked up. Get your steak and lobster in. They even over there eating steak and lobster right before the nuke blast, right? They saying Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't know if he's dead or alive, yo. He's alive 1 minute, he's dead the next. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about that. Let me see what else is going on before I get up out of here. Look, do y'all miss the 1990s? Y'all miss these days in the 90s? Who remember this, bro? Who remembers this in the 90s? 7-Eleven, 79-cent regular, 82-cent unleaded, 93 premium. Boy, I would have been living like a king on that premium. Y'all remember the 90s? Y'all remember the 90s? Shit, can we bring this back somehow? Is there any going? There's no going back to that. Y'all might as well get out your mind. There's no going back to that. TSA in the airports. Anybody been to the airports lately? I hear it's hectic out there. I hear it's hectic out there in the airport. TSA not showing up to work, you know what I'm saying? Because they not getting paid. I wouldn't show up to work neither. How the fuck you want me to go to work and y'all not going to pay me? What's the point in working? NATO ready to blow up airfields to stop U.S. invasion of Greenland. Is that why we want Greenland? Excuse me. Look at the Japanese prime minister, yo. They over here memeing her to death. Like she's a kamikaze pilot, right? We flat out disrespected them people, man. Trump disrespected that lady. That's so crazy. Let me see. The Strait of Hormuz right now, 3,200 ships and 40,000 sailors are waiting to pass, right? So that's pretty much an image. This is the image of the Strait of Hormuz, right? Hormuz. I can't say that shit for nothing, bro. That is not my language. The Strait of Hormuz, right? All these ships parked over in the ocean. So this is the global economy, y'all. You see all these shipping vessels. This is putting a hurt on the global economy. It's not just oil neither. It's all kind of shit, right? Plastics, cars, clothes, food, you name it. It's all parked out here in this ocean and it's just sitting around waiting because guess what? A fucking war is taking place and global shipping has to stop, right? That got to be miserable as hell, just sitting in the ocean for days. No telling how long this is going to go, right? Can this go long? How long can that go, right? Check this out. Trump's promises in Trump's presidency. You know what I'm saying? He promised you steak and lobster, but he giving you banana, ham, and cheese. That's crazy, bro. Who is eating that combination right there? God, pray for these people, bro. But guess what? That might be what it come to. Dorelli, you think there's any people in containers in those? Hell yeah. Dorelli, hell yeah. I believe it. I think there's people out there and they're dead. You know what I'm saying? There's probably organs and body parts as well. Hell yeah. This is Earth. This ain't Mars. This is Earth. Let's see. Some of this shit is fake. Literally, look, check this out for my crypto people. Literally everyone, right? Literally everyone who's still in crypto after the Clarity Act. Let me play this right quick. 1 second. The crypto people is hilarious. Crypto people after the Clarity Act.
So I was right. I took a rash of shit for 2 years, but I was right. And everyone was wrong.
Yeah, 47 million. We'll see. Let me see. I'm just scrolling through the news and I'm gonna get up out of here. Trump really brought back what? Incandescent light bulbs? Okay. Let me see. Palantir, just in, Pentagon to adapt Palantir's Maven AI as a core U.S. military system, says Deputy Secretary of Defense Steve Feinberg. I got to go look up what that is. Absolutely, utterly horrifying. Trump allowed this disaster. Y'all let me know in the chat. What is Maven AI as core U.S. military? I'm wondering if I can go Google YouTube this right quick. Let me see. Maven AI. Go YouTube that right quick. Palantir, Maven AI. You haven't heard of us. You haven't heard of U.S. Project Maven. It's an AI transforming warfare. Let's go check out what this is because they're saying Trump just approved it.
When people think about warfare, tanks, fighter jets and rifles come to their mind. Which is faster, which has a bigger caliber, and so on. Troop numbers too are a big indication of military power, right? Well, sure, but another thing is commonly disregarded. The ability to find, identify and then quickly prosecute the target. Ideally not just one target, but potentially thousands of targets, nearly all at the same time. That need became obvious in Ukraine, and it will be indispensable in any possible US-China war. That's something that until very recently was simply not possible. But Project Maven is all about exactly that. Maven Smart System is in use with the US military right now. It was used for targets in Ukraine and for hunting Houthi missile launchers. Targeting revolution is here, the AI-assisted warfare is here, and there will be no going back.
All right, I'm gonna have to do some research on that. We talking about AI warfare, so I'm gonna watch that a little later. I'm gonna keep it moving. Let me see. Make the X. I'm just scrolling, bro. I'm just trying to see what's all going on out here. You know what I'm saying? Not one answer I wanted to hear, but love the honesty. Let me see. Let's see why people want to join the military. Let's see.
Why do you join the army? Why do you join the army?
I don't know. For money.
Huh?
For money.
Why do you join the army?
Free food.
Why do you join the army, Battle? Why?
I joined because my dad asked me.
Okay, I love it. Army Battle.
So I can get a reason and get pregnant and get PH.
Join the army.
I joined the army because I wanted to better myself and free food. I didn't get to sleep anywhere.
Thank you. Battle, why do you join the army?
I don't know.
Why do you join the army?
Why did I join the army?
Yes.
I need to pay for college.
Thank you, join the army. Why do you join the army?
My mom's famous.
Ramirez, why'd you join the army?
I was in Home Depot working, but they told me, it's like, when I get the green card, I usually need to join to the army. So now I'm here right now.
But yeah, man, that's the new generation of soldiers right there here to join the army. A lot of them doing it for nothing, to be honest. They want to make money, pay for college. But, you know, some of them are sacrifices, so I can't say it's for nothing, right? So let me see. Bunch of crap on here. Let me go to my page. Like I said, if y'all ain't following me on X, come over here and follow me on X. I'm not going to hold y'all up too much longer. I'm going to get up out of here shortly. I'm just trying to see what's the latest, right? What's the latest? Let me see. What's the latest? Let's play this right here.
Let me ask you a quick question here. Visine, let me ask you a quick question here. Let me learn y'all something. Why is your product $10 for a half a fluid ounce? If you break that down to a gallon, that's 128 ounces per gallon. That's 256 of these $10 packages for a gallon of Visine, which, by the way, breaks down to $2,560 for a gallon of this. How do you justify that? That's crazy. And I don't want nobody in the comments saying, oh, well, the cardboard box costs a bunch of money and blah, blah, blah. No, I don't want to hear it. $2,560 for a gallon of this product is diabolical. You're talking $10 for half of a fluid ounce. What?
Damn. Yeah, man, that's crazy, right? That's crazy. This is the lifestyle of a trader right here, right? So trading was made for people who hate small talk, right? No meetings, no office politics. So pretty much when you decide to become a trader, right, you kind of like, you just going against society, right? You tired of everything in society. You tired of small talk. That's why I'm over here talking about geopolitics. I'm talking about markets, because guess what? Everybody in my real life, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in my real life be talking about small talk. You ain't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? All this shit, bro, we moving into a new generation, a new era. We got to move differently, but everybody want to do small talk. So here I am, you know, taking this path right here. It's a lonely path sometimes, but it's a rewarding path, right? This guy right here, the global crypto war, nobody told you about, just escalated to 104 billion. Let's see.
Cryptocurrency is being wet. There is a financial war happening right now that has nothing to do with missiles dropping in Iran, and there's very vulnerable people all trying to use blockchain at the same exact time. The new control vehicle that is cryptocurrency is being weaponized right now as we speak, and unfortunately, nobody wants to talk about it at all for whatever reason. So 2 weeks ago, I talked about how Iran, out of desperation, created a 7.8 billion shadow dollar system using Tether after being locked out of SWIFT. But since then, 6 developments have dropped, turning one country's story into a global crisis. Chain Analysis reported that sanction evasion through crypto hit $104 billion last year. That's a 694% surge, and Iran was 7.5% of that. The Department of Justice opened a probe into Binance for routing Iranian funds through the world's largest crypto exchange. Tether froze over 700 million in Iranian wallets on Tron, and basically, it is a financial war at its finest. We had literally the OFAC sanction entire exchanges for the first time in crypto history. We're not talking about wallets. We're talking about full exchanges. 2 of them registered in the UK and linked to the IRGC. $1 billion flowed through them, guys. Listen to what I'm saying. During all these military strikes, it got so crazy that Iran actually blacked out the entire internet, but the regime actually had pre-positioned satellite and VPN infrastructure. So we had hundreds of millions in crypto still moving, and Russia watched all of it happen publicly, called for a building of domestic stablecoins so the same thing can't happen to them. That is a financial war. That's a $104 billion shadow economy running
I think
on a blockchain, and nobody in mainstream media is going to cover it. Iran uses Tron, Russia uses Tron, North Korea uses Tron, and the United States just proved that it can reach into any network and freeze anything it wants, wallets, exchanges, and entire pipelines, synchronized with airstrikes in real time. Again, like I said, that is a new type of digital warfare that we have never experienced before. It's extremely unfortunate because we have Iranian civilians that are literally holding all of their money in US dollar, and they just lost access to all of your cash. The people that are using crypto to survive are the ones that are getting cut off because they don't know how to bypass it. The governments using crypto to evade are the ones still operating. How is this fair? There's one thing we know for a fact, both sides, evil or not, whatever you believe, they all need crypto to operate, and it's clearly one of the biggest places that fight is happening. Combine that with the fact that 93% of the world has zero crypto exposure. The entire crypto market is 2.6 trillion. That's less than 2% of global stocks, less than 10% of gold. Nations are going to war over this technology, and most people haven't even looked at it. You are not early because of the price. You're early because 93% of the world hasn't even started. Of course it's going to be hard. Of course it's going to be a war.
What y'all think about that, man? I kind of agree with this dude, man. For my crypto holders and us that's in crypto, it's a war. It's a war. You know what I'm saying? It's a war. I agree with him. And we are been early. I can't keep saying we've been early. We've been fucking early since the inception. But like I said, if you learn this skill set that I'm teaching y'all learn how to maneuver. We can always maneuver in and out of crypto as far as trading, whether that be tokenized derivatives. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be able to maneuver. So I don't feel like I'm missing out because I got the skill that I have. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm going to miss anything because I showed y'all how you can go in these markets and accumulate a whole lot of capital, and you can outpace crypto. It's called hedging. I can outpace and outtrade crypto right now, right? I don't care what crypto is doing right now, even if it becomes tokenized and it starts moving. If XRP goes to $1,000 and I'm able to trade XRP futures, it doesn't matter the price of XRP. I can still go capitalize in the derivatives market on XRP. If you learn this skill set. See, my mindset is different. I'm thinking differently because you're going to get rich, right? You're going to get rich on XRP long term, but you're going to end up selling it for digital currency. You're going to sell it into the digital currency. Now, some people think they're going to hold, but we're not living forever. That's another thing. You're not going to live forever, right? And yes, you want to pass some things down to your children, but us that's right now, us of age, because most of my demographic is 35 and up. Everybody that's 35 and up, right? We ain't gonna be living forever. So yeah, take care of your kids, but also make sure you can live life right now. You know what I'm saying? Because make sure you can live right now. That's all I'm trying to say, right? Live right now. Let's see what this. They don't want us flying at all. The plan to eliminate airports from plebs I still don't understand that word, plebs. They plan to eliminate airports, so in the near future, only the very rich will be able or allowed to travel. What we are seeing right now, because the airports are all overcrowded, I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? What's going on right now is the conditioning for the rollout of the inevitable agenda. They have openly discussed this, right? So let's hear what this guy got to say at the World Economic Forum.
There's going to be people of means who are going to travel. And then there's going to be people maybe who of lesser means who might actually be able to use an Oculus or a Magic Leap or some other kind of device to travel to the same place, but from their own couch. But in many ways, it's actually going to create even more distance between those two people. That psychologically, I think that we've experienced this through social media. In many ways, it's brought people closer in certain ways, but actually created this remarkable divide because it's even more visible.
Fuck that, okay? Fuck that. It's already like that, like you just said. Social media is already doing it. People feeling left behind because other people that they don't know or never seen in their life, they're traveling here and there. They're in other countries, exotic countries. They're traveling. They're living freely. And there's people that's stuck in the rat race at their job on their lunch break, scrolling through Instagram, looking at people living their life. But I'm here stuck doing a 12-hour shift for $15 an hour, and it's like I can't break free because there's struggle. My life is a struggle, right? So he's talking about putting people in virtual reality headsets and giving them the illusion that they're at the beach. You know what I'm saying? That's slavery, right? That's slavery. So hey, that's what they preparing. I'm not going for that shit. I don't want it. AWB. We gonna have spaceports on top of our penthouses for the eVTOLs to travel. I think he's describing the metaverse. Yeah, the spaceport is gonna be in the fucking metaverse. I think we gonna see AWB. I know you can go deep with it though. Let's see. The reason traders make so much money is because almost no one can do it successfully. Let's check this guy out. Because I'm a trader first, y'all. I'm gonna stand on trading. I'm rocking for my traders. Let's see what he has to say.
There's a reason why the best traders are so rich. Because there's so few people that can do it, right? It's just like anything else. You get a job that everybody can do, you're not going to get paid a lot of money by definition. Supply and demand. If you can do something that most people can't do, hey, you can play in the NBA? Yeah, you can make $40 million a year because there's very few people that can do that. It's the same thing with trading. There's a reason why these people make so much money, and it's because there are so few that can do it. It's not like, oh, I got to get into the market because look how rich these guys are in the market. You're not hearing about the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that failed. And you don't hear about the failures. You only hear about the successes. You see, it's an old story, but it's a fact. There's such a small percentage of people that succeed in doing this. That's why they get paid so much money. Think about it in those terms. The mental capital, the difficulty of self-discipline and psychology that you have to overcome to be successful in trading, it's extremely difficult. There's a reason.
Motivation. That's, hey, y'all don't understand. Not everybody can do this. And I'm sitting here putting my blood, sweat, and tears into this shit. When I go live, y'all just don't understand. I'm pouring into people because I'm one of the ones that have been through the struggle, the psychological struggle. And now here I am. I'm at the point where it's like I'm taking my shit to the next level. I'm going to try to bring a few people up with me as I can for free. And hey, if y'all, once I hit that pinnacle, you know, you're just going to see the success side, right? Which I'm already successful. But it's a process, right? It's a process. It's not, everybody can't do this, right? Everybody ain't putting their time and energy on YouTube trying to teach y'all how to trade neither, right? So hey, this is lifestyle, bro. I signed a contract and I'm in for it. I'm not gonna play this video. This dude doing a lot of cussing, so I don't want to get my channel flag. But China has built the longest undersea highway tunnel, right? They built a tunnel under the ocean, and it's like they saying it's see-through. So China's over there doing some different shit. They living way more advanced than what we doing. A see-through underwater tunnel. What kind of engineering marvel is that, right? Bitcoin again, 37 billion sold by BlackRock. 37 billion in Bitcoin sold by BlackRock. Let me see. Let's see this guy right here.
It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's me. Ladies and gentlemen, look up in the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's me, the unsigned Wall Street from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Quarter for 250,000, 250,000 at 3 Ace Apex. How you doing? Episode 9,875 of What the Heck's Going On. We are closing out the third week of March here on a Friday, March 20th, 2026. 4.7 billion shares on the tape. I would say we are about a 4-1 down volume versus up volume. Okay, transport's down significantly. The VIX are back up. Fears back in the marketplace. The Nasdaq and the Russell are now in correction territory. Not a good thing. Tech under severe pressure here, and it is a risk on trade with Brent up as high as $112, reaching towards the $119.20. Obviously, whatever's happening in this war is still leaving us with tons of unknowns. Dollar up. I mean, this was an S&P rebalance. This was one of the largest in history, probably the biggest in history. We had never had 10 billion for sale sustainable from 2 o'clock on into the end of the day. And so that's worth discussing. Anyway, besides that, it was a bit of a topsy-turvy week in all respects. We knew that this day was going to come. We had a triple witch, so the volume was sizable. But I think what I'm hoping is that this was sort of the culmination of a lot of angst and anxiety and selling, and that maybe we're done for now. But I think it's really, there's so many unknowns, so many moving parts. The war is still, so undecided, and so I don't think anybody really knows what's going on. When you've got a war and a confrontation that does not have an expiration date and does not and includes a commodity such as oil, and you've got so many different people playing in the playground, some who were friends aren't friends anymore, some who were never friends and hate each other more than ever before, and so you've got so much contention going on with trading partners and oil and greed and ego and all that. I mean, where does that leave us? That leaves us, with a market that's down in correction territory. We quietly and slowly over the last 2 weeks have really eked away and eroded 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7% into this marketplace. So I don't know what the rest of the month was going to bring. I do know that today was a rough day for the market in general, but I'm hoping that this was some kind of a capitulation. I'm not sure it was fast enough, but it's hopefully going to close this day out without much more pain. I know we did bounce off the lows. We were down 120 at the lows of the day in the S&P 500. We did regain about 40 handles at the end. That means that people are either trying to cover their shorts and scoop a little bit, getting to close out the day. I'm the Einstein of Wall Street. This is closing out the day. Quarter for 250,000, 3 Ace Apex. I love you all. Have a great night. If you want to learn to trade, get paid to trade. Apex is the way to go. WSGTA. Go check it out. A link in the bio.
Shout out to him, man. He know his shit too. He been doing it for a long time, right? He been doing it for a long time, So he just giving you an update from a different perspective, a different trader, right? Different trader that been doing this shit for a long time. $1.5 trillion wiped out of the market this week alone, right? This week alone, that's so much money, bro. That's crazy. Again, prices, the war, the conflict, all the things going up. You're going to see more inflation. You're going to see things keep going up. So be aware. Be aware. Of your environment. You might have to cut back. All that.
All right, let me learn you something this morning. Look at this. This is diabolical. This juice box is 6 ounces of fluid, okay? And the price on it is $4 for 6 fluid ounces. So if you break that down, there's 128 ounces in a gallon, okay? If there's 6 ounces in this and it's $4, if you divide 128 by 6, that's 21.3. This juice is basically $85 for a gallon of apple juice, because it has a little bluey top on top of it.
Crazy, man. Crazy. I don't know if y'all ever felt this. If you're a trader, you know what I'm saying? If you're a trader, this is how it feels to turn your PC off so you don't revenge trade. For people in my Discord, this is how serious it gets. When you win the trade, you got to turn your PC off, right? That's how serious it gets. You know the feeling. So you don't come back and revenge trade. I don't know if y'all experienced that, right? Gas prices higher than Cholo socks. Shout out to my Mexicans, man. Shout out to my Mexicans. But that's how high gas prices are right now. That's how high gas prices right now, bro. This is crazy, bro. This is just crazy. It's just crazy, man. The internet's funny. The internet is crazy. Yeah, the airports, man. Airports. A serious situation right now. I haven't seen this before.
Something is happening right now, and it's literally on the brink of happening a lot more and on a bigger scale. This is the Philadelphia airport this morning, and a bunch of TSA checkpoints are closed down due to staffing issues because of the ongoing partial government shutdown. But do you find it at all interesting that that's happening at the same time that other airlines are getting closed because of fuel shortages and because of what's going on in the Middle East? And according to the Times, airlines will expect cancellations next month due to rationing of jet fuel from the crisis in the Strait of Hormuz. And this is coming right from the U.S. Transportation Secretary, who says if a partial government shutdown continues, small airports will shut down, which will put more pressure on the big airports because of dwindling fuel or fuel rations, if it comes to that, and TSA not having enough staff because of the shutdown. This is like the perfect storm for a Shiza storm. And does this remind you of anything? Airlines canceled stay home save fuel instead of stay home save lives. And in Vietnam, oil prices jumped 40% overnight. This is getting a little bit hairy. What do you think is coming around the corner next?
I think we see some shit over the weekend. That's what I think. I think we see some shit over the weekend. Iran, top military spokesman warned Friday that parks, recreational areas, and tourist destinations worldwide won't be safe for the enemies. So, y'all be cautious, if y'all going to like any type of events, what I'm saying? I'm not putting fear out there, but you got to keep your head on the swivel because we living in some really crazy times. We ain't got to worry about Iran. We got to worry about domestic terrorism and shit, hate groups and shit. So, be careful with that. My crypto people, this is how y'all feel. Y'all waiting on that green light. You know what I'm saying? This is how y'all feel. Short sellers and holders. You know what I'm saying? Y'all waiting for that sky, that green candle. Let me see. About to wrap it up here shortly, y'all. I'm just going through some news. I went over most of the shit, so if you missed anything, go back and watch the live stream. I did a lot of teaching. I went over pretty much every major asset class, right? And I did some analysis for y'all to go back and watch. Shout out to Lenny for this one. Crypto traders moving to the stock market, right? It's almost like I'm trying to convince y'all to move over here to the stock market, but y'all crypto people, right? And I'm a crypto person. I just like to joke. Crypto people moving to the stock market, right? Y'all been, drained. Y'all been drained and shit, starved. So y'all got to eat something, right? Y'all got to eat something. The crypto community got to eat, right? So y'all might as well come over to the stock market, right? Let me see. Of course, high gas prices. What else is going on? Airports. Andrew Tate warning people to get rich. What's new, Andrew Tate? For the most part, man, that's going to be it, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be it. I pretty much covered everything, all major news, right? Major things. I definitely appreciate y'all joining. Look, how to beat the banks. How to beat the banks when it comes to your mortgage. Let's see right quick.
Sort of things. I'm not a big TikTok user, but what I am good at is finance and understanding how to beat the banks. So I've got a couple of people that I've given this advice to, and everyone's been telling me that I should make it public. So here we go. With the interest rates rising in this country and with everyone going through financially hard times, I have some advice for you on how to beat the banks. In this country, and I mean this is a global problem, people don't understand finance, they don't understand how money works. Specifically in relation to interest rates, they don't understand how compound interest works. So I tell people this all the time. If you have mortgages, if you have loans, the best way to beat the banks is to stop playing their game. The reason why banks want you to pay mortgage rates monthly is because they rely on a thing called compound interest. Now, compound interest accrues over the course of that 30 days. You make a payment, say if your mortgage is $1,000, 70% of that is interest, 30% of that is on the capital of the loan. So essentially, per month, you're paying $700 in interest. Now, how do you beat them? Well, you need to stop the compound interest from accruing. So, how do you do that? If you're paying $1,000 a month, pay an extra $30 and pay $1 per day to your bank. Because as you say, as I said earlier, compound interest goes up over the course of the month, and then it goes, when you make the payment, it goes bang, down 70%. If you make $1 payment per day, it goes up. First day you make a payment, it goes, oh shit, back down to zero. Make another payment the next day, $1, oh, it goes down to zero. If you do that for 30 days, the end of that 30 days, that mortgage payment that you make will be 100%, 100, on the capital that you have on that loan. You will pay a big fat zero in interest. Absolutely zero in interest. And you will end up cutting your mortgage from 25 years down to about 5. Now, the trick with this, and it's another reason why the banks and all these people, they want you to be on fixed interest rates, because if you're on a fixed interest rate, you can't do this strategy. You can't do this because you're locked into a fixed interest rate. The only way that it works is if you do it on a variable rate, because obviously it drops the interest rate to zero. Well, day 1, pay $1, zero. Day 2, zero. Day 3, zero, 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 and so on. Till you get to the end of that month when you pay your mortgage repayment, 100% of it goes on to your capital of your loan. So the banks don't make any money, and you pay off your loan in about a fifth of the time. And you can do this with credit cards, you can do this with car loans, anything that has a variable interest rate, you can do it. And you can beat the banks. Now obviously the trick here is to make sure that you can do this, you have the opportunity to do this. They can't stop you from doing this. Obviously they will try to stop you from doing this. They don't like people doing this, they don't like people having this knowledge, which is why they try to say, oh yes, go and get a better interest rate. No, just stop paying interest. Nobody out there needs to be paying interest. Get smarter. Be better than the banks. I mean, 90% of the world's population don't even know what mortgage stands for. So mortgage is a Latin word. And it's one of the reasons why they stopped teaching Latin in the world, in schools, in the 90s. Because they don't want people to understand. Most Reserve Bank charters, most banking charters are written in Latin. That's why they stopped teaching it. But the point I'm trying to get to is mortgage is a 2-part Latin word. Mort, in front of my finger, so mort stands for, well, what do they do at a mortuary? At a mortuary, they bury dead people. So mort stands for death. Gage in Latin stands for pledge. So a mortgage is essentially a death pledge between you and the bank. They never ever expect you to pay it off. It's modern day indentured slavery. So my goal and my reason for doing this post today is to educate people. Educate people that there is a better way, there's a smarter way, there's an easier way to beat the banks, to not pay them any money, and to get your home owned a hell of a lot quicker than what they allow you to. Now obviously the banks don't like this. I've tried to say this stuff before, tried to get this knowledge out to the world, and my comments get deleted. I did a post today on a bank, deleted in 15 minutes. It was gone. So the banks don't like this. They don't like this knowledge being out there, and they will try to stop you. They will send you cease and desist letters. They will try to stop you from doing it. But at the end of the day, they can't. If you get a cease and desist letter, once you start doing this $1 a day payment thing to your financial institution, ignore it. Scrap it up, put it in the bin. What are they going to do? Take you to court and say, oh, Your Honour, he's paying too much. They get laughed out of court. So if you want to beat the banks, beat them by not paying compound interest. Cheers, guys. Hope you enjoyed that, and be safe out there.
Well, hopefully he drop some game on y'all. Hopefully he give y'all some information. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all could take that with take that in, and I guess that's the word of advice for today. Beat the banks, right? We're gonna end that on that. Beat the banks. One way you can beat the banks is, for me, the same way he was just explaining how you just make those extra payments. You could do the same thing with trading. You can go get an extra $30 a month by trading. You can get an extra $100 by month. Let's say you got a car note, right? And let's say your car note is $700, $800 a month, right? And a part of that payment, there's like whatever their interest rate is. Well, to beat that interest rate, you paying, to pay that interest rate down, you just go trade the market. Whatever the interest rate is, month to month, you just trade the market for that interest rate, and you can just add it onto your car payment. And it's almost like you're paying a 0% interest rate because you're trading the market, right? You're trading the market, you pull the market money out the market, and you're just adding on that extra payment that's going to keep your interest rate damn near at zero. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you beat the banks. That's my word of advice. I appreciate y'all joining, man. I'm gonna get back to like my core lessons and teaching. This is like when I just kind of go all around, show y'all different headlines and talk about current events. I like to do that. You know what I'm saying? It makes it a little bit more entertaining, because if I just talk about trading, even though that's entertaining to me, it might be entertaining to some of y'all. Some people, sometimes it can get a little dry and stale and repetitive. So sometimes I like to talk about current events in the world. So that's what we pretty much do, from time to time. If you haven't came over here, subscribe to my YouTube channel, please come subscribe. Subscribe to my Twitter, my X account. This is my X account. Subscribe to my YouTube. Tap into the Patreon. Patreon is right here. Y'all come over here, tap into the Patreon if y'all want to join the Discord. I got a Patreon link. It's in the description of my channel, and it's in the description of the chat. Appreciate y'all joining, man. Hopefully this was entertainment. I'll keep y'all updated. If something happened over the weekend with crypto, I'll be right back. If crypto starts selling off, I'm going to be right back to it, right? So definitely appreciate y'all joining, man. And y'all take y'all time. Take the time. Come over to my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't done it so far, let me come over here. Come to my channel right quick. 1 second. Let's go to my channel right quick. And if you haven't took your time to come to my channel, I got free courses on here. So if y'all want to learn the basics and some fundamentals to technical analysis, come to my channel. I'm going over my free courses. I feel like they're real thorough and applicable. So what you do is you watch them and you apply. Watch and apply. Don't just sit there and watch them and don't take nothing in. Watch it and apply the information. And then you can start coming up to speed on some of the things that I'm doing and my community is doing. So y'all come over here and watch my free course on YouTube, and I'm adding to it. It's continuous. So I'm going to continuously add to it each week, every day. I mean, not every day, but each week I'm going to add on to the series, right? So I'm just on episode 3. Probably do episode 4 tomorrow or something. So y'all be on the lookout for that. But in the meantime, I appreciate y'all joining, man. I'll get back with y'all on the next one. Peace out.